Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Rome Total War, the Seleucid campaign, which is also a live stream, which is why we call it the Rome Total War Seleucid live stream. Sometimes we just abbreviate it to Rome Total War live stream, though. That's also accurate. How are you, Claire?
I'm doing
Shuffling. Okay, so basically we've come up with a highly technical solution to our problem of two microphones, which is we're just going to use what? No, that's too close.
Alright, fine.
And rotate slightly. It's weird if you're looking at me. Just,
No, it's not weird if I'm looking at the screen, John.
You've got a different screen, right? You've got your screen there.
That's too small. I keep telling you, I can't really follow what's going on.
This is why we have these private conversations about Claire when she goes to answer the door. Right, welcome back to Rome. We're just going to we've basically got one microphone. We've moved Claire closer to it. So Claire's just going to be more audible because she's just going to be closer to the cocking microphone. That's basically the plan, yes.
I mean, we're going to figure out the microphone thing at some point.
We will figure out the microphone
just
thing.
Just not today.
Now, let's just quickly get the things up I need to see. Oh, it's more at an angle now, because I've got more flipping screens. I've got a new computer. This isn't actually it. I'm actually playing on my old computer now, because that's just where the save file was. I didn't have time to move everything over. But now I've slightly reorientated the space. I make all of the Many a True Nerd magic happen. It's all been slightly reorientated a little bit. Hang on, there we go. And now you should also have game sound. That seems fine. That doesn't look too loud. Let us know if the audio settings have messed up, because I've literally changed everything, and I've replugged and unplugged and replugged and stuff. And you know how well that goes if you watched Disassembly 3D last night. The answer potentially not very at all. So anyway, that should all be fine. Welcome back to the Empire, just in case you forgot where we actually were. We're the Seleucids. We've done a pretty good job basically managing to slap down... Yeah, we've already dealt with Egypt. We've kicked Numidia out of the Libya area. So we're just going to basically draw a line here. And just say, as long as no one basically kind of enters this area, that's all 100% fine. Egypt's ours. There's a bunch of rebel territories we could go and get in this area when we've actually got the capacity and breathing room to do so. Not really the priority right now. Priorities are, Armenia is absolutely invading. Armenia is 100% invading, but we've got one hell of a force waiting for them at Hatra. And I think, if I recall correctly, in Rome Total War, though I play so much Total War, sometimes I get confused what the rules are each game. I believe in Total War, the stuff that you're building gets auto-built at the end of your turn. So I think because that's almost done, that will be finished before he gets here, which will give me a bit more time, just in case. It won't make much difference to the defences or anything, but it will make a small difference to the other bits and pieces. Now, we've got Aristarchus, who just showed up here. What's this, by the way? That is, I think that's basically trash. We should probably clear that army out of the way. It'll just be good experience for Aristarchus. Yeah, and we got some good stuff going on in Seleucia as well. So Arsus of Parthia also needs to be chased off. And if we can just go and basically smash Asakia up there, albeit there is, yeah, the faction leader and also multiple cataphracts. Defense 23. Defense bloody 23 with a charge bonus of 9. Oh, not the biggest attack. Attack's only 7, but then back in these days, cavalry didn't tend to have the biggest attack for the most part. It was more about the charge bonuses. Yeah, if we just basically take this force of Aristarchus up there and knock those guys out, then we just stay neutral with the Scythians, if at all possible, and just beat the Armenians to a peace. Broadly, I'd be pretty happy with that, all things considered. And we've also got Pontus pretty much on the rope. So, have we already got the... We're just building those now. We're not ready to move into that city yet. We should be able to just walk in to the Parthian capital and finish those guys off. And after that, we need to start thinking about Greece and the invasion of Europe. That's kind of where we are. So I just need to figure out quickly where I need to spend my money. Claire, have you got anything to say while I'm just figuring out where the 4,800 I'm sitting on needs to go?
Yeah, we've got a few messages from various people. Anna gave us $5 and said, John, I accidentally scheduled an oil change for right when the stream begins, and now I'm sitting in the shop without even headphones.
Nice. Hello, people changing oil. I assume that's what happens at an oil shop. Or is that something else? I don't know. Is that a woman thing I don't know about? Do you guys go to the oil shop for something?
I mean, I'm assuming it's a car thing.
Yeah, that's what my assumption was too.
What?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know these...
We're not bloody robots, John.
Well, I don't know. Could be. It's fine. These could be secret women things I don't know about, and that you don't want to tell me because there's secret women things. That makes sense to me.
Shout out to Ben Skirm, who gave us £10 and said, I hope you're both warm on this cold day. We have
the heating on all day at the minute, pretty much, yeah.
That's a lie! What a face... What a bare-faced lie!
That is... we have the heating on for most... Claire just thinks the heating... Okay, Claire, being French, is wrong and thinks the heating should be, never not on. Which is just no.
No. Claire being French is always cold, but the heating where we are makes a lot of noise, so we can't really have it when John's recording. So I have to have a space heater. A space heater. On quite a bit of the time. But we're toasty today because we have loads of computers going at the same time.
Yes, we are. Right, we've got a good army from Aristarchus there. That's ready to start moving. Can this actually make it up to this guy today? No, not quite, unfortunately. And we've also got... That's a small force just heading to Susa. Fine. That's a decent enough army to start moving up there. Then the bigger question is, the Armenians, do we want to... We probably want to let them come to us and basically just hold out in Hatra and just accept being under siege rather than trying to... sally out, though. This guy could get himself some experience by just murdering those rebels. But then actually, this guy might murder the rebels for me. Enemy armies seem to have no problems dealing with your rebels, rather than, encouraging them or whatever. And we've also got... yes, of course, we actually have this force here. Where's my nearest diplomat? Because I might be able to... I probably can't afford this guy. Actually, he's 25 and he's not that good yet. Hang on, where are my diplomats? If I could just find a diplomat that's... where's my list scroll? Agents. I have a Nile Delta diplomat. I've got... an Ionia diplomat. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know why I've got an Ionia diplomat, actually. I know I should have a diplomat over in... Yeah, okay. You're over there-ish. Right, well, that works for me. I'm just going to start sending this diplomat over here. Because if I next turn just go and deal with this place, then basically this guy will go rebel. And as a result of that, I can basically just deal with him there. Now, I need to think, in all fairness, I might just start war with the Thracians anyway, just to basically get a foothold in actual kind of on the European mainland. The reason I want that is because I'm allied with the Macedonians. If I'm allied with the Macedonians, I want to go and help them out if they come under attack. Because one, that'll be awesome. It'd be a really massive battle and stuff. And two, it would just be... Wait, where's my... There he is. My spy is so good at hiding, I couldn't even locate him. Isn't the... Wait, aren't I supposed to have a... Yeah, there he is. Sorry, that's my guy as well. I was about to say... Oh, yeah, I need to have him moving in this direction. I need him to go and find the Romans, because there's Apollonia is going to be about there. Yeah, basically I want to go and help out the Macedonians, because they could be useful allies for helping in a bunch of big encounters versus the Greeks. Because war with the Greeks is inevitable, but I kind of need a backup force here, to be honest. And if I need a backup force, I'm going to need a lot more stuff to train. But then equally, I have more armies being trained. I've got more armies being trained, and this force here doesn't all need to remain here. Some of this force can basically just head in a big boat, and speaking of which, I should just basically get a boat heading in this direction, ready to pick this guy up. This guy can basically just head north, and we can pick him up from the Seaward docks, and that's absolutely fine. He can just leave a small force here, and we can train more stuff to throw in that direction. Do we need to retrain anything else? Everything else around here should be fine. Yeah, everything else around here should be fine. In which case, can I do anything else this turn? I don't think so. I think this is basically the end of this turn. So I just basically need to throw down some training if I haven't already. Antioch is already training some basic troops and has a new guy who can lead a new army. Tarsus could be a good backup training facility, but there's anything right now. What about Damascus? Does anyone else have any... There's not any good training facilities elsewhere. Actually, Jerusalem's back up to good numbers. I've just trained some levy pikemen here. They make good little extra bits to shove into the army. But for the moment, I'm kind of stuck with... Yeah, chariots being trained here. Actually, I've got 2 sets of chariots there. I'll probably actually just train some levy pikemen here as well. Let's get some levy pikemen into production there. That'll do for the time being. Let's just save up some money. There'll be a big purchase to do sooner or later. Unless Nicomedia wants anything. No, you literally want nothing for the time being. But then I actually kind of just get a general over there purely for the sake of... Yeah. This guy I'm just going to move in this direction, because if there's a new city to take... Actually, if he can make it to Nicomedia next turn, I can enslave over here, and then I can use that to populate Nicomedia, which I'd rather have grown faster, because it's actually got the ability to have a port and can be really valuable. So basically, forcing that up to the next tier would probably be useful. Yeah, that's probably all I can do right now. In which case, yeah, just drop a couple of coward saves, or other safety saves, because we had some crashes last time, and I'll save the money for next time. But Armenia are almost certainly coming in. And Macedon are also retraining as well. Yep, there they are. already happened. And the Numidians hopefully would like to offer peace. Yeah, they want a ceasefire. Dumb. I will gladly do that. Also, I will offer you trade rights. And I'd like to swap map information in case your agents have moved anywhere new. And we'll give 370 denarii for map information. Yeah, dumb. That's absolutely fine. Right, me and the Numidians are now friends. Me and the Numidians are great friends. Excellent. Right, while I just have a quick look see over. Claire, have you got anything for us?
Yes, we have some updates.
Ooh,
Anna,
updates?
Anna sent us another $2 and said, actually, I am a robot. Feed me oil.
I knew it. I flipping knew it. Everything makes sense now.
And also another message from Ben, who gave us £2 and said, I've got a Rayburn, so I'm nice and warm. And I googled
A what?
because I had no idea what it meant.
I thought those were sunglasses. Aren't Ray-Bans sunglasses? Or no, it's Ray-Ban.
Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is apparently like a brand of cookers, stoves, and various other...
What, like an Arga?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, basically, either they make all Argas or they make a type of Argas, but basically that's what it is.
You said Arga too many times too quickly, and now Arga stopped meaning anything. The word Arga just became meaningless to me.
It wasn't a word, wasn't it an acronym anyway? It's always written in caps.
Is it? Ooh, I just assumed it was a brand. What does it stand for? Automatic gas automatic. Yeah, nailed it. Right. What else do we have here? We don't want stone walls at Slayer's Seer. Probably at Slayer's Seer we could do with some basic, phalanx pikemen. That's probably a good idea.
No, it is the acronym of the company name, which is Swedish? Swedish. It looked Germany, but it's Swedish. Because I'm so great at languages.
Just so great at being a European.
I took 5 years of German, you guys, in high school. Anyway, Aktiebolaget gas accumulator.
Accumulator? That sounds scientific.
Also, shout out to Zycoria, who gave us $50.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
They said, heart your face. I was on my iPad last week, and apparently it doesn't support Super Chat, so here's 25 for last week and 25 for this week. Cheers.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Yes. And we've also got a message from our favourite regular Sir Roderick Quincy von Thunderbottom, the Magnificent Hiking of Australia.
Oh, magnificent.
Who gave us $5 Australian and asked the question that I was most expecting today. Morning, John and Claire. Just wondering your opinion on how Patreon changing their fees for donors have or will impact your channel.
I've made a full public statement, rather kind of controversially and confrontationally, on Patreon itself, which is pretty easy to go and find. Claire, you can probably share that at various points if you'd like. It should be just the top post on the on our Patreon. My basic version here, I don't like it, because obviously in terms of like a proportional increase in fees, it hurts people who donate small amounts, who are very often the people who can't afford to give much but have decided to try and support you anyway, who are the best people and deserve to be encouraged, not penalised, and people who support many different Patreon campaigns simultaneously with small amounts, like Claire and a lot of other people I've spoken to. It hurts them worst of all, because the new fees basically are a new flat fee per individual pledge. So if you're the sort of person who backs 20 different Patreons, then that's loads and loads of extra money you have to pay every month, and that's stupid, because those are the people. Patreon should not be charging those people more. Patreon should be cheering those people and calling them super users and giving them little stars next to their name and giving them some form of social standing in the community. There should be an outreach program to those people to say, hey, you're awesome, thank you so much. But no.
We could have badges. Like a badge for 5 and a badge for 10 different Patreon
Yeah,
supporters.
exactly. It should be gamified, there should be social standing, and there should be an entire person whose job it is to basically find people who donate to loads of Patrons and try and make them feel valued and awesome, because they are. And they're really important, and those people are really important to the infrastructure. But no, they've screwed them over. So they've got it totally wrong. And I think the tweet I most saw that summed it up was someone said, Patreon has massively misunderstood what the relationship is between creators and their Patreon backers. Because they assumed that, to me as a creator, the backers on Patreon were they were customers. And they're not. They're they're partners. You know, we work together. We have the same goals. It's much closer than that. And they've got it wrong. They've got it 100% wrong. And I'm working with them now. I'm literally emailing them, like Claire's seen the emails. I'm writing them mini essays multiple times a day, like basically stating why it's a nonsense. Because they're basically, they're approaching this like a subscription business. They're not treating this like in a soft way. They're treating this as a very hard analytical subscription business way. And they picked the wrong person to fuck with on that basis, because I've worked in subscription marketing for 5.5 years, and it's pretty clear from speaking to them, I know their business better than they do. So, we're going to have a call with them on Monday.
Oh, it's beautiful. I can't wait.
It's going to be beautiful.
To that, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, because the whole thing's a nonsense.
I have been putting the link to your post in the chat.
It is a mini essay. It's 1,300 words. It is actually an essay, just so you know. All right,
but there's a graphic, so it's all right.
It's not my graphic. It was from Bob Wolf, who is linked. I saw someone else linked to on Twitter. I'm just going to clear out these guys, by the way. Ben Wolf, sorry.
That's all right.
Bob Wolf would be a better name. Bob Wolf.
Sure. Yeah. And also, in the meantime, thank you very, very much to Ambergill, who they gave us $100.
Oh, wow.
While you were talking.
Is that a new name?
I think so.
That doesn't ring a bell. Thank you so much. Welcome to the streams.
And they say, hi Tabby and company, very, very well addressed.
Yeah, that is the right way to think of it.
Mm-hmm. This is the first live stream that I've caught in almost a year of finding the channel.
Ah, yep.
Please, for the love of all that is good in this world, put this donation towards a perception implant a la Fallout New Vegas.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think a lot of people appreciate the comment as well as the donation.
I like that. That's good. Oh dear. Oh flipping dear.
Oh, yeah, and Paul gave us $5 and said, that's right, John, you write them a sternly worded letter.
The thing is, well, okay, here's the thing. Like, we're not nothing to them. We are, in terms of number of people back our campaign, the 93rd biggest Patreon in the world. Alright, obviously, over at NerdCubed, we consider them good close friends of ours. And I've been briefly discussing this over there as well. And, you know, I'm not sure they're happy about this either, understandably. Dan's on Twitter's been very public. Between the two of us, we know and have relationships with other people who have various big patrons, and Claire, through her community, happens to know quite a few mid-sized, smaller, very likely to be easy to organise patrons.
And a lot of people who are suffering from this more because they have smaller Patreons, and so people dropping off is a bigger, proportion of the money that they make.
Yeah. If these people, if they basically continue refusing to engage with us productively, there will be an argument where I'm going to start trying to organise some people together for a more public, unified stance, and at some point starting to look at a public, unified migration away. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but it could happen. Right? Watch this space. I put that statement very publicly for them. I made that statement very public. I wanted to put them on blast and I wanted to put them on notice. So, I'm not taking this lying down. Alright, this is very much a thing I have got my eye on.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. We're going to try and fix it. And I've already asked Claire to begin working on Operation Let's Start Looking at the Alternatives that exist in the world.
I have a list.
There is a list. Alright, there's a list. We're working on it.
Oh my god.
Yes?
It's Roderick. It's Sir Roderick Quincy von Thunderbottom, the Magnificent Hiking of Australia, with $100 Australian. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much indeed. I mean, it's what we need to, was the associated message?
Yes, he says, sucks to hear all that, so here's some dosh in hopes it helps for all those who can't donate or pledge as a result. Also, make sure to record that phone call to Patreon. I'd love to hear that in a video. Well, I think that would be quite unprofessional, but,
Yeah.
I wish it were possible, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah, there's a limit to what we could do in that regard, unfortunately.
Ooh.
What's
People
that?
are saying John is unionizing Patreon.
Bloody French people. You say the word union to them and they get all flustered.
Well, kind of cool.
Okay, I need to get you back out of there. Just back off, lead them into the spears, and now just let these guys break. We'll just get camels into the side of you. It's nice having some camels. You know, camel stuff. How have you not broken yet? How the hell have you not broken? Why are you not breaking? I've just charged camels into you. And now you've already broken. They've finally broken. Good. Now I just need to basically get are my archers in range of those, no, my archers aren't in range of the horse archers. That'll be why we're taking a little bit of damage there. Right, you, get over the side here. These guys are probably going to start breaking momentarily, but now it's time to basically move the entire line just a little bit further forward. The reason I need to move the line a little bit further forward is because, yeah, let's just have it all moving a little bit further forward here, just so the archers are... Okay, I feel like that's not what I wanted you to do, actually. Just everyone move forward in a more sensible fashion. There we go. The archers are probably going to be in range at this point. Everyone who's not already, yeah, the archers have already started firing, and the peltas move towards the front. At this point, the horse archers should basically be torn apart. These guys should pretty much break immediately to everything. Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm amazed they haven't already. Wavering, and, yeah, break immediately. Fine. In which case, the horse archers, sorry, my archers, who are not actually horses, can just basically turn their attention to... There's some more people. You're already wavering. Let's just quickly get some more... Oh, look at all that. Look at all the arrows. Look at all the flipping arrows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, screw you all. Screw Eastern Infantry. Now there's not much left. There's some peasants who are not happy as well. I think some of these guys can actually hit the... Yeah, the horse archers are in range. Not in range over there. There's still one unit that's basically untouched over here. And then Eastern Infantry, yeah, just focus your fire over here for the time being. I'm kind of letting the peltas take the blast at the minute. I've no problem with the peltas basically just taking a bit of a knock. These guys are trying to charge, and it's not going to work very well. It's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, where are my camels, by the way? Let's get the camels forward, ready to just kind of close the trap there. And these... Oh, good. The horse archers are now starting to go down pretty fast. In fact, actually, I'm pretty happy now just telling my archers to move forward a bit just to get a shot at the horse archers. And now those guys have already broken. Lovely. In fact, actually, I'm going to vaguely try and shepherd the horse archers. I think they're backing off, which is weird, because generally, I don't think they can withdraw. I'm not sure you're actually allowed to withdraw if you're a rebel army. You have to fight to the death. Because there's no tactical withdrawal, because a loss is an auto... the army just disintegrates. So let's just get these guys over here. My archers should be doing good work. I don't care if my archers have to move forward slightly. They should now be attacking just about anything that moves. What have we got? We've got some peasants. Peasants 71. Peasants 76. We've got ourselves... Ooh, you guys are firing at my camels. Screw you. Get down to camel vision. And the camels, a few people have managed to break on both sides there. I'm going to get my camels back out there. You just took a really big knock, actually. In fact, actually, I think I just lost you. Yeah, fine. Those guys are breaking. That's fine. I can just use my own missile camels for this exact purpose in a moment. Lovely. Let's just actually get you guys over here as well.
I know you meant, like, your missile cavalry that's on camels, but I had a vision of, like, shooting camels for a minute.
Look, they're cool. They're camels. They're camels that are also archers. Alright? They're really cool.
No, they are really cool. I just was, you know, caught off guard.
And there we go. They're just kind of charging through, taking out those horses. And horses do not like camels. And now they're just basically charging in to finish them off. And it's all starting to fall apart. In fact, it's pretty much gone. Job done. You can end the battle there because, of course, that's an auto victory. Admittedly, they got 300 kills. We've taken a few knocks here, which might make my job against arses a bit more difficult. But hopefully you'll gain... you gained nothing from that. Marvellous. Okay. What can we train here at Silesia? I might want to do a quick bit of retraining because I don't know where Arsus is going exactly, but it's probably safer for this force to actually fall back and just do a little bit of retraining for the time being. Admittedly, I'm not sure where that... The damage must have basically just overwhelmingly been the peltasts because everything else seems to be in basically good condition. But if I can... Actually, there's only 3 slots remaining, so we literally couldn't fit in there. Okay, in which case I'm going to move this force to here. I'm going to give them some reinforcements in the form of actually more peltas and more archers. And then I'm going to attack Arses. He's willing to do it as well. That's interesting. Arses, nothing much. Lily-livered, -1 morale, good. Together with... Actually, he's got 4 horse archers. 4 horse archers, but his front line isn't exactly great. Like, the problem is you just can't get past my peltasts. There's the real issue, but screw it. Let's just see what we got going on here. I'm happy to give this a go in its current form. Claire, carry on.
Yeah, we've got a message from Degabitation, who gave us $5 and said, "Thank you, John and Claire, for the wonderful streams. They're a fun way to fall off the face of the earth for a while." And also shout out to the Raging Gamer, who gave us £5 and said, "Hey John, are you going to do a Let's Play on Fallout 4 VR?"
Yes, I am in discussions with Bethesda right now. Because normally Bethesda are a little bit like, they're quite secretive about review code and whatever, but there's only so many people who are, one, known to have a good-sized Fallout community, and simultaneously are also, they have a Vive and they do VR games. So, there's discussions that I might be able to just slightly shoulder my way a little bit up the queue for this one. We're having a chat with them about that now, so I'm kind of hoping we might be able to get hold of Fallout 4 VR imminently, so I can actually have something properly ready for you. Because if nothing else, they've been really cagey about some of the mechanics. Or rather, to be precise, the traditional games journalism that's been reporting on Fallout 4 and has had access to it has done an awful job. They've not been asking the sensible questions. It's like people who don't seem to know anything about Fallout 4 and aren't asking the questions that it would make sense to ask about Fallout 4, which is really weird. No one seems to care about, the new perk tree and how this changes character builds and etc., which I find really odd that no one seems to care about that. So there's been some really poor quality traditional journalism around Fallout 4 VR. So I'm kind of just wanting to get my hands on it just so I can actually, figure out what that means. Because I want to see how, which perks have changed. Because some perks have to change, because VATS has changed and all of that. So I'm very keen to see also, what builds now seem more or less viable. So if that's changed significantly, I might even make, a video specifically for, Fallout 4 VR character builds. Because I suspect that has changed quite significantly. That's good enough for that. Let's start that battle and see where they are. Okay. They've got the high ground. Are they wanting to advance? They're wanting to advance a little bit. Let's see what we got here. As I would have expected, we got the horse archers out on the flanks. They're going to be able to get in range of me pretty easily, and I don't really want to get involved in a straight slugging match with them. But I'm going to need to pull you guys back and provide 2 units of archers over here as soon as possible. Guys, run. Also, you guys run. Those guys are... Hang on, presumably there's something happening. No, the other side is not so bad. You guys, get over here as well. Get over here. Prepare to open fire on the horse archers. If it comes to a fight one-on-one, we'll be ready for it, okay? Are you guys in range? And are these guys actually firing? Because these guys over here also have flipping... their general also has range, but not much. You guys might be in a better position. Stop and stop. Right, skirmish mode off, please. Okay. Prepare to move them forward a little bit, just into a better position. Just move you guys forward. Watch the flanks. So far, they're not willing to commit. They're actually bringing the infantry forward. They have not committed their horse archers into the fight yet. Okay. These guys are firing at something, but I suspect they might be firing at this. These guys are allowed to they're allowed to back off and flee. No, they're just moving up. Okay, Parthia is fighting an interesting fight here. They don't seem to want to. I'm actually getting a shot in at your horse archers. Yes, I am. Okay. These archers have a shot at the horse archers, so one horse archer unit is taking damage, and that's the crucial bit. They're just moving up to us right now. They're not moving into Peltast range yet. I'm going to move my archers just a tiny bit further forward at this point, just to see if I can lure them a little bit. I kind of want to lure them forward, because if they want to get involved in a straight slugging match... Okay, here we go. You guys stop there. You guys should not be on fire at will. And at this point... Yeah, they're sending their hillmen forward. The hillmen are pursuing. If the hillmen would like to pursue directly into prepared spearmen, yes, as I suspected, they're going to break immediately. Parthia's infantry line has never been its strength. So, those guys are a bit screwed, and the archers can follow things up. There's some form of light damage coming in over here. Probably just some light taps to the old... And these guys are being shot in the back. I'm totally shooting my own guys in the back at the minute, but it's only the odd hit, it's fine. Okay. Have you guys got a shot over here? Yeah, you guys have got a shot at the horse archers. The horse archers over on that side are going down. Over on this side, not so much. Everything's okay for the time being. Have these guys got a shot? No, they're just marching. Someone is hitting these guys. Well, that's because you've walked forward. You're a phalanx. You're supposed to be in guard mode. It's your one job. It's your one... Get out of there. Run. Back into your position. You did that to your bloody selves. Right, okay. And now we've got a good shot right at the flanks and rear of those Eastern Spearmen. That works for me. So there's a bit of fire coming on over there. They don't know where they want the front of their line to be, so we can just basically knacker them. If we just hold this position and just basically stay steady, we'll take some light knocks, but for the most part, is that the... Ooh, that's their general coming forward. If their general wants to come forward straight into Peltast range and also charge straight into prepared spearmen, that is... He's killed himself, killed. Wow. Well flipping done, Arsus. Let history remember Arsus, the greatest general of all time. He charged directly into the front of prepared spearmen and then died. And he left behind some mercenaries to try and, like, you know, cover his retreat. But it didn't go very well. I think they're literally going. They've decided they don't want to do this anymore. Oh, marvellous. Absolutely flipping marvellous. Well, in that case, go after them. I'm sending the camels to pursue. And I may as well send my own guys over there as well. Yeah, my own leader can follow up. My faction leader can handle that. So, good work, everybody. Right, well, I'm just chasing down some of these. Claire, back over to you.
Yeah, pardon me. We've got a donation from Snowdo who gave us 20 euros. Didn't actually leave a message. So if you want to reply me in the chat with a message, I can read that out later. Ben gave us another £2 and confirmed that his Rayburn thing is in fact a Victorian wood-burning stove. As in a Victorian style, or literally it's from the Victorian era? Because that'd be cool. I don't know, but if you want to reply to that, you can at me in the chat to make sure that I... Like, you know, we think our boiler's old. It's only 20 years old, so... You know, but we think it's old because it keeps breaking. Oh no, the last time it broke, it turned out to not be the boiler. That turned out to have been false and unfair racist boiler assumptions on my part. It was the water, it was the pressure that was wrong there. We were able to confirm that. Sorry, shout out to Connor who gave us $2 and said howdy from sunny sunny Arizona even? What am I saying? You've offended the Arizonans now. No, it's because I was watching Dodger this morning. To Claire, basically everyone is a Californian. Like, you know, if you're from, like, you know, you can be from whatever, you can be from North Virginia, you can be from Chicago, you can be from probably Canada, and Claire just thinks you talk like, oh my god, I'm from Nova Scotia. That's what Claire thinks you all speak like. Wow. Claire's basically racist against Americans. Okay. Right. Thank you for that. Yeah, sorry about that. Shout out to, Arizona. It's like California, but all the letters are different. That's not true. There's quite a few A's. An I and O and an N. Shut up. It's very close anyway. God help you if you're from the Scottish village of Iona. God help you. Claire has no idea what's going on. You did know when you said North Virginia that is not a thing, right? Probably. Well, wait, there's a South Virginia, isn't there? Or is there just a Virginia? There's just a Virginia. Which is the one with North and South? Is that Maryland? That's the Carolinas. And also what's the other one? What's the one with Mount Rushmore? The one with the massive heads? Okay, I don't know that. What's that one? There's a North and a South one there. Dakota! North and South Dakota. Where one of them's got big heads and one of them's got nothing at all. Yes. Is how I understand that works. Yes, it's in South Dakota. South Dakota. And then there's North Dakota, which basically you may as well just kind of consider Canada, as I understand it. Right, we have won that one. Marvellous. Oh, yeah, that's actually an easier victory than I was expecting. I thought Arsenal would put up a better fight. Apparently, no, there's just Virginia and West Virginia. What's in East Virginia? What are you guys hiding over there? I feel like something is being hidden from us in East Virginia. Because don't try and tell me there's a West Virginia, but the idea of East Virginia is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. What have you done? Connor wrote back and gave us another $5 and said, wow, California, Cult of Claire just lost a member. I'm sorry.
Oh dear,
I'm gonna blame it on Dodger.
Someone didn't remember the notorious ancient feud between Arizona and California as a result of the Arizonans in the day of the Old West stealing California's lemon tree. Which is why the Arizona state flag is a lemon tree. Sure. How do you not know this? This is basic history. This is basic history, Claire.
Anyway.
Okay, it looks to me like... Claire, would you say that looks like an invasion to you? A massive Greek army that's distinctly looking straight at Nicomedia.
Yeah, kinda.
That looks distinctly like an invasion force to me, I'm gonna be honest. Right, also we need to... what I do need to do is I need to get my general over to Nicomedia, because I need to... Yeah, I totally want to take this place next, and I can take that, and that will finish off the Pontics once and for all, and then I can get... How much would you cost? You're useless, so I probably shouldn't buy you. But I can get you up there, and then I can buy this guy next turn. So, if I want to basically use this place to be enslaved... what actually needs things? Tarsus is fine, doesn't need to grow that fast. Sardis is... So yeah, Sardis is okay. Halicarnassus could do with being grown. I wouldn't mind getting walls there. We can probably do without for the time being, because it's already up to what it should be. So, I'm going to do Operation Step Outside with my generals again. So, Claire, remind me to put my generals back in the actual, places when it is relevant. Tarsus, Massacre, Antioch. Yeah, both of you need to step outside for the moment. So, both of you outside there.
Wait, when is it going to be relevant?
Like, after I complete the next battle.
Okay.
After I complete the next battle. And then you go over to here, and Slayasia needs to also, you need to also step outside. This guy basically can't go anywhere else, but he's ready to start pursuing north. I think he can pretty much just carry on at this point. Susa doesn't have a governor. Demutha does not. Oh, did you check Jerusalem, didn't I? Yep, Jerusalem's fine. Alexandria, Memphis, Thebes, and Siwa does not, because this guy's already heading north. Fine. So now there's only one place left, and that is you go over to here. And that means this force has to fight without its general. But because we're relatively shy on generals versus the number of troops, or rather the number of cities we hold, there's not a bad chance we might actually get a free general out of this. So that guy's backing off already. That is just fine. Actually, you know what? I'm probably just going to auto-resolve that one. Yeah, 116 kills. Bloody hell. This is why, in some ways, I really like the auto-resolve of flipping the Warhammer games. Because at least then when you go in with overwhelming strength, the game does actively say, hey, you've won and you've taken many casualties. Like, this game, if you auto-resolved even things against tiny, crappy forces, you could lose, like, a decent chunk out of really good, difficult-to-repair troops, which is kind of annoying. Still, Nicomedia is up to strength. Nothing else has anything in it. So in which case, time to move in and finish off the people of Pontus at this point. Because once they're taken care of, yeah, we should be able to just move in. Ooh, the game says the advantage lies with Spartacus. Okay, Spartacus is the faction leader. He's also got chariot archers, some Pontic heavy cavalry. I think I've got enough indirect fire to handle this, but now you've basically said that to me, I'm just going to check whether there's any... Okay, there's no mercenaries, and it's too far away for me to get reinforcements up to you. Actually, I might be able to get reinforcements to... Is that square next to you? Is that good enough to count? And also, I need to train some more people to replace those, because that was too many people to send over. That might be good enough to actually bring into the fight if I'm lucky. Is that close enough? No. I think he's... Oh, no, it's because... Obviously, it's not the 8 squares around this guy, it's the 8 squares around the city. Fine, we're just going to have to do this. I think we can do this anyway, to be honest. Like, unquestionably, he's got the better quality troops, but we've got enough archers. If we're careful, we should be able to win. Like, archers are pretty god tier in Rome. Should be fine. Right, while I'm setting up, Claire.
Yeah, shout out to David Wellman, who sent us $6.70 and said £5 cost less dollars than last week. A 0.7% decrease whilst the dollar remains steady against the euro. Mm-hmm. We always get a really good currency forecast.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about that sort of thing here.
Also, biscuits. I have switched from Tim Tam to Walker Stem Ginger.
Ooh.
That sounds lovely.
No, I have had the stem ninja before. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They're not spectacular,
I
but
mean,
they are
look,
pretty good.
I prefer chocolate biscuits always, but they are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Oren, who sent us $6.66 and said, Claire, please take away any tools John owns. It's safer for the universe and Tabby. Don't worry, the tools all belong to me. Also,
You should tell the people about the time I contacted you about the drill.
Yeah, so
This was when I was.
John,
This was just
no.
after I bought the Vive, and I was going to put up the Vive things.
yeah, John DM'd me, I think, because I was at work.
Yeah, this was
at
back.
my old
This
job.
was before you worked for Many a True Nerd. Yeah.
Right, so I was at work and you DM'd me, or you were tweeting, like, in general to other people, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did try to put up the Vive stuff with,
Okay,
with
to
a
my defense,
screwdriver.
in my defense, I did not actually start doing it. I asked about it. There was no actual fake drilling going on. That didn't actually happen.
Yeah, but you did specifically ask me if you could use the drill.
Yeah, the drill. Yeah.
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 Which was in fact an electric screwdriver in a box that said screwdriver on it. Because we didn't own a drill at the time.
Well, that could have been a deceptive label. That's not fair.
Yeah, anyway, shout out to Anthony who gave us $5 and said, this is our regular who runs in cosplays.
Ah.
And says, hi, I'm on my way to the clinic for a concussion protocol. My 6'8" self just busted my head open on the top of a door frame.
Ouch.
The cat tried to kill me.
Wow, the cat took advantage of your moment of weakness. That sounds like a cat sort of thing to do to me.
No, it doesn't. Shout out to Alex who gave us $10 and said, this is the first time I'm watching a live stream live. I have a sick kid at home. Thank you for keeping me sane. This is making up for stopping my Patreon donations. Thank you for everything you two do.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Daniel sent us $5 and asked if you're allowed to say what percentage of the money from YouTube subscription do you get compared to the new Patreon billing system.
Okay. The Patreon billing system is a sliding scale based on how much you give. So if you give not very much, I only get like 69% of the actual amount you've actually paid. Whereas if you give a bigger donation, it's a bigger cut up to like 85, 90ish or something. YouTube in general for ad rates, it's about 50-50 split. For the YouTube sponsorships, it's always about 70-30. So in the mid-range of what Patreon is worth. So it's a sliding scale, so it's hard to say with absolute certainty at this point. I'm sorry, I can't give a precise answer just because it does depend. Because when you're dealing with the Patreon system, which is now, there's a flat fee and a proportion fee, it changes. So it's, in comes the Pontic Heavy Cavalry. Good, this is what I wanted. Because now, the archers are going to have a good shot at these guys as they come up. So the archers are going to basically be able to take out the Pontic Heavy Cavalry. And the Cilician Pirates are also going to be able to have a good shot. So I'm just going to keep my Levied Pikemen back for the moment. Get them involved. Ooh, you guys are taking some bad damage, though. We actually got a shot, by the way. Those guys...
Oh my God.
What?
Megaraptor!
Hello, Megaraptor!
Megaraptor and Rotoshed both are the current guilty parties for enormous donations. So shout out to Rotoshed who gave us 50.
Can we come up with a better word, by the way, than guilty parties?
I mean, fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it badly. Shout out to Rotoshed who gave us £50 and said, from one self-employed person to another, keep it up. I have you playing most of the time in the office and in the workshop.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and Megaraptor gave us $250.
Oh, wow.
And said, I see a lot of people are donating today. Hi, John. Hi, Claire. How are you? I hope your war is going well.
The war is good. The war's going pretty well, actually. We just had a really good fight against Parthia there.
And I've done that myself. Always painful. Raises fist in solidarity to another person who is 6'8". Anyways, I hope you guys are okay. I'm not feeling that good, so I will watch this on Monday. Well, we hope you feel better.
Oh, we do hope you feel better, Megaraptor. Thank you so much. You're ridiculous, but we love you.
Yes, the ridiculous.
This is how I
people
feel
as
about
well.
Claire, by the way. This is how I feel about Claire.
Accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Very important questions in the chat are coming up because of our biscuit comment earlier. People are saying bourbons or digestives. Chocolate digestives.
Wait, which one's a bobbin? Are those the stem
Bourbon?
gingers?
No, they're the like square chocolate ones that are like 2 biscuits with a bit of chocolate cream in the middle.
Ah! Oh, you mean bourbons?
I do. Did I say it
not
wrong?
bobbins or whatever you just said.
Sorry.
Oh, flip! Peltas just got behind me. That's a bit of a concern. And they've done a really good job accidentally managing to surround us, actually. But actually, it's kind of going to work against them because they're going to basically they're going to now walk straight into... Yeah, here we go. That unit's totally going to break, but it's fine because if they try and pursue, they're going to pursue straight into a phalanx. And they've also just basically opened themselves, they've just left themselves wide open to a ton of arrow fire. So the units that have basically come forward in an attempt to ambush me, the ambusher has become the ambushed. Yeah, that's right. Also, you are Peltas, so we need to watch out for you. You'll take damage pretty quickly. Right, now, do I have enough space here to get in? Yeah, I think this is a good time for me to basically try and push in over here. Those guys have broken... Yeah, I think it's a good time for me to try and push in. Because whichever way they try and block, they won't be able to block both of them. So, those Peltasts are not 100% sure what they want to do. Right, you, get in here. And you guys get out over here. I kind of want them in on both sides. And they are, whatever they try and do, we should be fine. If we can just basically, yeah, there we go. The archers are getting some really good shots in over here. They're now clustered over here. Now, the Rome AI, in terms of battle, especially when it came to defending walls, was not bad. Because when you basically poked through, they were very good at responding by charging forward to try and overwhelm you before you could do it. But I generally tried to use that against them by basically just positioning archers in such a way as if they did rush forward and try and actually get the hits in, then as a result, I could just basically hit them. So even if they took out one of my units, it didn't really matter so much. Because I could just basically do more damage to them through the archers. And it looks to me like they are moving forward. They're sending some Eastern infantry to try and infiltrate. Backed up by the Eastern General. So the Eastern General, hopefully, get himself shot to ribbons pretty quickly. I'm going to bring forward some Eastern Spearmen as reservists. Some of these guys are a bit on the weak side, but I kind of need just a little bit more strength ready to go. So I'm just going to bring up some more stuff. And I'm going to bring up the cavalry in preparations. You guys, the problem is the archers are actually... Ooh. Hello! You guys need to, seriously, you guys need to get spears down right now. There you go, the figured attack. Oh, those guys are taking damage very fast. Very fast indeed, but the archer should hopefully be doing a lot of damage in return. The bloody Eastern General. You guys are, this is the worst phalanx. Have you got yourselves sorted out yet? Because I told you, oh, they're wavering despite being actual my phalanx pikemen, who are supposed to be the guys I could trust to do the job. Okay, if they can just be involved in... Okay, they've taken out a few... Yeah, they've taken out quite a few horses there. These guys, they're shaken. Okay, they're back to shaken. Also, apparently there's chariots nearby. That's good. The Eastern General has gone over to this side, straight over into different prepared spearmen. So that's going to do a bunch of damage to him. These guys... The phalanx has collapsed, but they haven't. If they can just get their spears back down, they'll be alright again. Screw it. I'm going to send in the reserves. I'm sending in the reserve Eastern mercenaries. It might be a bit late. Yeah, it was a bit late. But that's fine. Eastern mercenaries should still do a good job over here. And it looks like most of these guys will get away without actually being chopped down if we're lucky. So the Eastern mercenaries are coming in to deal with this. They're already wavering too, because they're literally the worst things in the world. But also, I really feel like you guys should be focusing over... Here, focus your fire on the flipping Eastern General. He's coming outside. Well, that's interesting. Okay, no, he's coming back inside. He decided he didn't like that. Fine. So they have actually managed to push us back, but once again, at a cost of quite a lot of flipping men. Quite a lot of men have had to die to make that work. Claire's making the noise that suggests she's going, someone else has made a stupid donation.
Well, it's not someone else. It's Sir Roderick Quincy Font, Thunderbottom, the Magnificent Hiking of Australia.
Hello.
Who gave us 50 Australian dollars and said, have some more moolah for those in chat who can't donate. Now all we need is this malignant Martian and we can get this donation party started.
That, by the way, was the message from the thing, not something that Claire just said. Also, what are you taking on? Oh, bloody hell, guys.
You can see the message, John.
Okay, fair enough. I'm the one person that can't, because I'm the one person that's got my full screen actually on Rome, because there's quite a lot of detail to take it. Right, screw it. We need to take out that leader. That's yet more good quality flipping pikemen being taken out, but at this point, these guys should start going down pretty quickly. That's my, these are my mercenary Sarmatians. Let's get them around the side. Oh, the flipping ram's going to be in the way, which is annoying. I'm going to see if I can just kind of get behind them to cut them off. So when they do break, they can't get away. And it's kind of worked a little bit. Send you guys around here. I think we can take out the Eastern General. Actually, no. Get inside, get inside, get inside, get inside. Just in case he gets past us. Because right now he's trapped in that scrum. Done. Right, enemy king has been taken care of. Now we're ready to start. Why are you in the city? I feel like you shouldn't be in the city, but alright, you're in the city now. Right, what have they got left at this point? Because this has been a really brutal slugging match, backwards and forwards so far. 46% of my army dead to 60% of theirs. So now it's just a case of who's got the best stuff left. Has anyone actually got enough left to finish the job? Because if they've been holding back tons of really good quality cavalry, for example, we might be in a spot of difficulty here, because my archers are out of arrows. So I can't do that trick again. That trick's done. Now, they still have a handful of chariots, but chariots will melt as long as I still have any phalanx whatsoever. The only thing I'm worried about is they've still got an Eastern General Heavy Cavalry at 39, which is tough stuff. Other than that, I don't think they've got any... They've got some peltas, but nothing major. I basically need to eliminate that Eastern General, and I need to use my Rhodian slingers for it. Once inside the city, those guys can do some good work. Now, what have I actually got left in terms of my infantry? Not much. There's a really limited amount of infantry left here. I need to bring up these guys. These guys need to come up and get involved. Actually, you guys are okay as well. Right, we're just going to have to draw up the militia hoplite, like, really deep. Those are going to need to be drawn up pretty deep. You're still here. You're still here as well. In fact, you were already present and inside. And then we just need the Rhodian slingers at the back. But I'm going to need to use my Sarmatians to basically chase off peltas. Oh, that's Pontic Heavy Cavalry coming in, actually. I need to get the Sarmatians in here. The Sarmatians, one-on-one, can probably do okay versus... Oh, there's only 3 of them. That's just like some survivors chilling out there. And that's Eastern Infantry. Don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to need... Yeah, I'm going to bring the Sarmatians up. I'm going to have my general ready to move in, but I don't want to commit him while they've got so many spearmen floating around, if at all possible. But I'd like to use my Sarmatians to eliminate those guys. These guys are shaken and they're exhausted, which is important, because they'll basically break immediately. And if I can just roll... Yeah, they've already started breaking, in fact. That's 17 heavy cavalry. I'm going to... basically I'm going to commit my Sarmatians to trying to assassinate these heavy cavalry. They're already wavering, and I'm hoping, even though these guys have 17, they're exhausted, and if they've got some other shaken units around, they'll hopefully break immediately. So those 3 are wavering and now down to broken. My guys are taking some heavy knocks. Those are chariot archers. Ah, screw it. I'm just going to send my guys in because they're chariot archers. So if I can get on top of them, I should be able to smash them pretty quickly. I'm down to 40 here. But we have caused a bit of a mass rout on these guys. My guys are holding. Are you guys holding? You're warmed up officially, which is nice. And then, yeah, those are Eastern Infantry. If you can make them break, no, they're fresh and eager. Back off, back off, back off. Do not engage spearmen. That was, and you've broken too. That's fine. That was worth it. They just cleared up a lot of stuff there. The Eastern General is still now... Ah, there he is. We've got the Eastern General, which is exactly what I wanted to see. So, basically, I just want to... You guys just keep shooting him under all circumstances. He's pursuing, so my slingers can basically just keep tossing at him, even if it means hitting these guys in the back. Okay, just keep... No skirmish mode. Skirmish mode, get that skirmish mode off. Okay, seriously? Okay. He's run into a phalanx. Get the Eastern mercenaries in as backup. You guys, get over here to stop these lads. Yeah, and now someone block up the street. Start blocking up the street so no one can follow. You guys, get over here. You guys, close the net. Because with the slingers getting involved... These guys should break... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Like, 4 or 5 of them fell in one moment. That was beautiful. Right, that force has been pretty much depleted. So that's the Pontic Heavy Cavalry and the other Eastern General. Was that actually... Wait, was that Eastern General or was that Pontic Heavy? What did I just say that was? That was Eastern General. So that's presumably... Yeah, that's their one leader. Good. That was the only unit I was worried about. So I'm really glad he's dead. In which case, all I need to do now is I just need to bring up the remaining phalanxes. One of you is under fire. What do you want to fire from? Probably the chariot archers. At this point, I think I just need to march forward. And yeah, if I can bait them forward with the Rhodians. But it's pretty much just going to now be a slow procession to victory on the plaza. In which case, Claire, back to you.
Yeah, we've got a message from Fat Luke who gave us $2 and asked if there will be a similar live stream for Medieval 2.
I don't think so. I think after this we'll let Total War have a little bit of a break in live stream terms, at least. I think we'll kind of have something else. I've got some ideas. I've got a few ideas for what might come up next. I do have a few bits and pieces that I think would be of good use of our time, so we will see about that. We will see.
Shout out to Paul, who gave us $5 and said, I couldn't agree more with you about a Patreon structural changes. Well said and well reasoned. I feel like you may have some traction. Also, Anon I Mouse gave us £20 and said, give Patreon hell. They need to understand that they only exist so long as we find them useful. Also, the super chat should be available offline as a tip jar and a video by the voting thumbs.
I agree with the ethos there, but that was a really threatening way to say it. You only exist as long as we find you useful. No, let's put that into Palpatine voice. You only exist as long as we find you of use. I'm quite proud of my Palpatine impression, by the way. It's the one impression I actually do pretty damn well.
Well, yeah, they also said if the...
I'm happy to read things out in Palpatine's voice, by the way. I'm also available for children's parties.
Please don't hire John for a child's party.
You actually don't, yeah.
Yeah, and so they obviously said having super chat available offline as a tip jar would fix the adpocalypse. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure YouTube is that keen on fixing it because they haven't really.
And if anything else, they could just roll out Red to the rest of the world, because Red seems to have been moderately successful in the countries it's in, but there's still loads of countries you can't get it, which is really weird because it's like, you know, really, it actually contributes, you know, healthily at this point. So it would be nice if they just, you know, like made that available in the rest of the world. Because I think, you know, I would if Red were available in the UK, I personally would buy Red. Because I would like to pay for an ad-free YouTube that, one, is ad-free, and two, is better for creators.
Same.
Because literally, it's better for creators by miles, and two, you've actually, you know, it is actually ad-free. And I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch way more YouTube than TV. I would totally pay for YouTube Red. But I literally can't, because it's not available in the UK.
I don't like ads. I wish I didn't have to watch them, but, you know. Yeah, so commentary also, some more things about that. Travis gave us $5 and said, I've been a fan for years, keep fighting the good fight against the corporate overlords.
They only exist as long as we find them of use. I may have to make that like the subtitle of the highlights. You only exist. Marvellous.
Blackleaf gave us $2 and said I cancelled Patreon because of the policy change. Sad face. You know, I mean,
Yeah, we understand. We seriously understand. You know,
it rolls out on the 18th, and I've not decided what I'm gonna do, and I support 9 different people. So
yeah, I mean, we've made it very clear in our public statement. If you decide you need to go at this point, that's cool, and we don't hold it against you, and hopefully we'll be able to fix this in such a way as you can come back later. Like, you know, that is our position right now. So that's all absolutely fine. You're supposed to be moving. I told you to move over here. Go over there. There you go.
Shout out to USJ Manian, who gave us $5 and said, my new phone means I can now see MATN in beautiful 720 180p with 50% more men. And John, the community.
Sorry, did you say 720 180p? What madness made up resolution is this?
720 1080p.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
this man has access to 180 frames a second YouTube. Oh
my God!
That's impressive.
With 50% more men.
50% more men. Everyone loves 50% more men. Oh dear. I think we're up to the end here. Now it's just the units on the plaza. Now we just need to I think we can just pretty much move in our phalanxes. We're completely out of anything that's got ammunition. So now it's just a question of just basically moving these guys up in a nice tight formation forward into the plaza itself. So just move you guys forward. And now, yeah, they're just going to charge at that. And if we're lucky, that will basically be... They'll be badly damaged. Though actually, because they're on the plaza, they'll actually do a lot of damage to us, irritatingly. In fact, they could actually cause a couple of breaks. Look at the bloody Eastern infantry. Just piercing a phalanx. I need to kind of lure them back, to be honest. I kind of need to lure them off the plaza, because actually, they might just win this, actually. I suspect there's about to be a mass rout, so I kind of need these guys to fall back a bit. Because I'm a bit nervous about the possibility that they're going to... Yeah, you guys need to just basically fall back here. I'm going to use the flipping Rhodians to get the Sarmatians back. The battle's not as won as I thought it was. Oh, dear. Right, I need you guys to basically... bloody hell. There's still 187 of them. I need to get the Sarmatians... I might need to even commit the general to this nonsense. Right, do you want to come over here? Do you guys want to... Of course they don't. Of course the bastards don't. Now they're just wandering over there. Okay. Well, that was my infantry. It was good while it lasted. Right, I need to use my cavalry for this. And I need to find a way to lure them off the plaza. If I could just lure... Okay, if I put you here, and I bring these guys over here. Okay, and then I just bring the cavalry units over to, say, here-ish. I should be able to push them off the plaza and force a rout. Probably. So you guys just get over there as well. That is literally not where I told you to go. That is not where you were supposed to go at all. But well done for fluffing everything up. Just now you're ruining the phalanx. Okay, well the Sarmatians will hopefully do their job correctly. And yes, come on. Balls. I need someone to actually do their job. Like the thing is, a group of 187 Eastern spearmen who physically can't break through on the plaza is actually a little bit on the tricky side.
Hey, shout out to Not Carl Shout out to Not Carl Pilkington. I cosplay as Egg Cartons too. Who gave us £50 and said donation party it is. I recently got promoted. Congratulations.
Congratulations indeed.
After all, 'tis the season of giving and goodwill and even joyeux Noël. And I realized as I once cosplayed as Francis York Morgan.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Please, John, say hello headquarters as both American John and Palpatine.
It's American John and as Palpatine. Hello headquarters. And hello headquarters.
Nice.
Nice. Right, okay, now I'm just going to basically send... Okay, please don't die. General, do not die. The general needs to not die while I just get in the back of these guys. By which I mean you've immediately started dying. Just don't kill the general. And then send the Sarmatians in as well. We just need to push these bastards off the plaza. Push them off the plaza. Push them off the plaza. If they can just be pushed off the plaza. Where's the flipping general himself? I'm worried by the fact I don't know where he is right now. Now straight into the side of them. Just push them off. Bloody hell. I don't like this. We're dying too quickly. I'm going to lose my general. I'm going to lose my flipping general like this. I totally 100% am. Just pull him out. Get you out there as well. Are you almost... They've almost been pushed off. They're down to... How many are they down to? Send in the Rhodian slingers. They actually did a good, competent job last time. Charge. 42 wavering. If they just are willing to walk off the plaza, they will auto lose. Come on, Sarmatians. Come on, Sarmatians. Oh, that might be enough. Almost. It's that one guy. There's one guy on the cocky plaza. Come on. Push them off, push them off, push them off. 5 Sarmatians left. Pull the general back. Use the Sarmatians. The Sarmatians are doing an excellent job here. Technically, we own the plaza. They're down to... Oh, it's down to 6. Okay, it's fine. And apparently that's a heroic victory. Okay, the game wasn't wrong. That was harder than I was expecting. Bloody hell. Whew. Right, okay. So, that's Pontus done. That's Pontus taken care of. Enslaved the population. Job done. You did not die. Well done. Jesus. Blimey, that was hack. And also Nicomedia has gone straight down to 50% public order because it's jumped from like 400 to 7,000 people. So probably we should like build a house or something. The population is immediately decreasing. I think we're suffering from overcrowding. Oh dear. Yeah, we're going to quite significant overcrowding. Squall at 9.5% population decrease off that. Now, remember to put all my generals back in their cities.
I made a note, and then you remembered it before I could give you the note.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's disappointing.
Yeah, it totally is.
Now, what have you actually got here? I need to get rid of the Shrine of Aphrodite. The growth rate here is not. It's okay, actually. I'll give you Asclepius regardless. Actually, this place is probably going to be pretty out of the way. I'm going to give them Dionysus purely for the sake of keeping happiness up, because they're a bit unhappy right now. This place can train good quality cavalry, and it's got a blacksmith. Okay, well, I can retrain my phalanxes here, but I can't retrain my phalanx pikemen.
Oh, people are very impressed with you right now.
What?
Zycoria says, congratulations on not dying. Brian says, how is that a heroic victory? Ghouls and Roses says, heroic victory or legendary failure?
That was quite tricky. There was a lot of really heavy cavalry in that force, and I just ran out of ammunition, which was my main way of taking care of it. So, and there we are. Pontus is officially destroyed. Pontus, done. Marvellous. Whew. And Nicomedia did indeed expand, possibly a bit too much. And this guy got a decorated hero, 20% discount on training costs, which is marvellous. So, that is very, very useful indeed. So, we've got that. This place is going to have a port momentarily. And then it's just a question of how much does Thrace own right now? Not much. Not much at all. So we got this force here, which even with like a full stack army present and correct here, yeah, it's still a bit difficult. Oh, you're Victor. That's nice. Victor's good. +2 to influence over there. Yeah, we need to watch the Greeks because they are potentially invading right now, which could be a little bit on the difficult side. But that's most of Asia Minor locked down. The Armenians need to have their main army crushed, and then we might want to counter-invade just to basically stop them. Artazata is... that's only Villa tier, actually. They don't start with anything particularly good. They've just got 2 large towns, so if I can just basically go up and take one of them off them, that should be fine. And Seleucia is currently unhappy as well, but I am training more troops for those guys. And with the rebels finally out of the way... Actually, I can actually get... No, I can't quite, even with roads. Annoyingly, I can't... You're doing cavalry, what? Oh, I guess the cavalry had already travelled from down here. That'd be why. Fine. Okay, also, don't forget, next time I've got some money, this guy is now rogue. So I might be able to hire this guy. He's 26 and he's not that good, so... I don't know, for like, it depends how much he wants to charge. If he's charging a reasonable fee, I might actually just hire that guy just to increase the amount of generals. Because I'm stretched a bit thin, general-wise. I've got a good guy over here. Oh yeah, don't forget these guys as well. Don't forget those guys over here in Antioch.
Yeah.
And don't forget you in Sidon. I think that was your lot. So yeah, we've got new forces coming in. In fact, actually, this force is probably pretty ready to start being constructed. So this guy, together with our new group of elephants. Everyone always likes elephants. Elephants. And also, basically, merge all of this stuff over here. And also more scythe chariots, which are also super badass. Now, basically, yeah, this force is looking really good with Cassandros over here. Let's see, actually changed up. Claire just started choking to death.
Anna and iMouse got back to you. Gave us £5 and said, I didn't mean to sound threatening. I just get a little sithy when I'm pissed off. That said, more Darth Kitty and Jar Jar John.
I like how Claire doesn't have a role in that. The film you're envisaging involves Tabby and John, but no Claire. Approved.
I would have watched a
Plus
Tabby
one.
and John buddy comedy, but I'm biased, so...
I'm not sure Tabby would be good in a buddy comedy. I feel like she's more of like a tragic heroine sort of character.
Excuse me.
Actually, I think she's more of a Mary Sue. She thinks she's a tragic character, but actually she's a fairly two-dimensional, sort of slightly whiny protagonist.
This brings me to a comment we got earlier in the stream from Sent Me a Badger, who gave us $10 and said, important observation, you began the stream by having Claire move closer. This places her in better poking, hitting, and throwing small objects with accuracy range.
Does anyone else know that we had a massive army just standing here I haven't been doing anything with for a couple of turns?
Probably yes.
I'm guessing that force was from Egypt, was it? Oh yeah, this is the force that was supposed to be going to Petra. I'll use it to take out these rebels, and then I'll move it down to Petra.
She's a good cat.
She is a good cat, but I don't think she'd be like a comic lead. She's a cat that enjoys sleeping and being slightly scared of literally everything.
She would be the straight man.
She would indeed be the straight man, but as a cat, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hopefully the Armenians are planning to... By the way, did we actually finish that? Yes, as I suspected, the wooden wall did get finished. So, we've got 6 turns until surrender. So, hopefully they decide to come in within those 6 turns. If they do not, then Cassandros, together with this new army, can go up and help out. Because with all these forces together, it should be under control. We're training levy pikemen and phalanx pikemen over here, so that should be plenty. And I might need to provide some backup in the form of... Do I want militia hoplites? I'd rather not have militia hoplites, to be honest, but if it's... I might need to, just for the sake of... Just for safety. And you're already being retrained. There's not much else I can... Actually, I may as well just retrain everything and get the armor up on these guys. It'll help out a little bit, just because there's no reason not to retrain if you've got a blacksmith. Anything that's even remotely capable of continuing to fight, we can't retrain levy pikemen and then just train a new horse. Why not? And Syra would like to grow as well. We need to actually transfer some troops over there. And what's the current... that is still at 6,000, fine. So that was, yeah, it was about 12,000. It was ready to be upgraded, but we couldn't really do that. Fine. This guy needs to stay here and basically guard this place, because I'm worried by the Greeks thinking of invading. But if not... Actually, where can we get a... There's a... Oh, no, that's about to say. Did that boat move over to us? No, that's now a rebel ship. I need to get a ship up to them. And there's the ship, right flipping there. Spot on. Byzantium is right now pretty much unguarded. Falksmen are really good, but defense is only 10. Actually, defense 10 for guys who aren't actually, you know, wearing armor. They're just showing up wearing some trousers, some nice stripy trousers. Pretty impressive. Most of it's just their defense skill. And also armor 3. Those are really, really tough trousers, apparently. Or maybe it's their mighty, mighty beards. They can just deflect stuff with their mighty, mighty beards. Right, let's send my spy up north a bit to see what's going on. Oh, flip. The Thracians are 100% invading, and so are the Romans. Right, we've got our actual eyes on the Romans right now. So, Romans, get over... Do I want to go... Actually, no, I'm just going to... Just in case he moves away, I now know... Ooh, hello, more Romans. Can we... Oh, we actually managed to speak to him. We're literally close enough. Right, so, trade rights. I'm not going to be funny with them. I literally just want map information and map information. Lovely. They actually are willing to accept that. Good. We got some information about what's going on in the Roman world. That's our first contact with Romans. Now, the Brutii have expanded north into Dalmatia. Not a bad idea. There's some valuable mines. That's what I did when I played the Brutii. The Julii are doing all right, actually. They've already managed to take Patavium, which sometimes slows them down for a little bit. So that's actually pretty good for them. Obviously, they know where Rome is, and you've got your starting territories.
Oh my god.
What?
Someone just gave us $300.
$300?
I know someone...
Stop it, all of you. What's happening?
Someone new as well. So thank you very, very much, Yasir. This is also like a new name and a new person, and there was no message. So, like, if you want to reply me...
You definitely deserve to have a message for that. Like, I think that's fair, you get a message. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
And like a hug with Tabby and whatever.
Okay, I mean a hug, and also pictures of Tabby, but Tabby doesn't do hugs from us.
Okay, can we take a picture of Tabby, airbrush it so it looks like she's cute and huggy, or we could cut out her face and put it onto a cat that's more cuddly. We could like cut out Tabby's face and put it onto a cat that's going like meow. Just so you know, I'm currently like trying to lie on my back with my arms in the air to indicate, oh, I want my tummy rubbed. Claire actually just rubbed my tummy. That's weird. That got weird. That got weird really fast. Like, okay, what I'm saying is we just want one of those, like, tubby rub slut cats, and then we just put Tabby's face on it.
Okay. Do not slut-shame the cat. That is bad.
I'm not slut-shaming our cat. I'm slut-shaming other cats. Just like, remember that cat that lives close to us? The one that, like, when you walk through the alley and it falls onto its...
Soxy.
Yeah, Soxy. And, like, whenever, like, Soxy was there, Soxy would literally walk in front of you and fall onto its back and be like, oh, rub my tummy. To, like, any old person on the street, even if they had no idea who it was or where that person had been.
Okay. Stop slut-shaming a random cat from next door, alright? That was a very good cat.
Uh-huh.
As someone pointed out in the chat, they're good cats, Bront.
Uh-huh. Bront. The cock. Anyway, thank you so much. That's very generous. Do send Claire a message if you want a message. Abso-flippin'-lutely. Right, is there anything else I need to do this turn? I don't think there is. Because Aristarchus can't move. Suze doesn't need to do anything. We've got another 4,000 money to spend, but that guy's still moving north. That's been a productive turn. That's been a really productive turn for us. We've made some really good gains here. How big's the Empire now, by the way? The Empire is already up to 20 regions. Already up to 20 regions. That's a really good starting point for the fact that we are still on... Yeah, we're still really early. We're still really early on in the game right now. That's really impressive. I'm impressed we've done so much so quickly. But our next step is, we need to stop the Armenians. And that's going to be... That's going to be an interesting little fight. And I also need to... Actually, hang on. I need to double check something. Diplomacy, Brutii. The Brutii are enemies of the Macedonians. If they're coming in to attack Thessalonica right now, I need to get over there fast. And I need to basically... I don't really want to declare war against... I don't really want war against Rome. But if it helps me keep the Macedonians alive, it's probably not a terrible idea. Okay, we need to get over there in a hurry. The ship's coming in next turn. We'll see what the Greeks decide to do. But I'm concerned about what might be about to happen. Right, Brutii just, they've got diplomats. Okay, they seem to be backing off. Oh, when I say they seem to be backing off, they just put Thessalonica under siege. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get there in time to help. Should we try, chat? Should we basically try and be big damn heroes? I think it's going to be too late. It's got to be too late there. In fact, I think they sallied out and lost already. I think is what's happened there.
Are you actually asking for the chat's opinion?
I think it might be a bit late for Macedonia to be on. Oh, bloody hell. Macedonia, all three of its cities are under siege simultaneously.
Oh, wow, that is not good.
The Dacians have moved in from the north. Okay. And then something's going on down over. In fact, actually, screw it. I'm just going to... Before we declare war on the Thracians, which we're about to, I also want to get trade rights and map information from them. Just because I'd like to know what they know about the world. They might know more stuff. They know a little bit more. I just saw some tiny bits pop up in the minimap. I'm going to send this guy down here. Right. Larissa is under siege from a Greek army, but it might survive. Thessalonica is under siege from the Romans, and the Dacians have attacked Bylazora. And I think that's all they've flipping got. This is, oh dear. I don't know what they're going to do about any of this. My spy's fine in the right position to see all that. Ooh, is that what you've got left as well? I think that's what you've got left, because you've already lost Corinth. Right, I think we might be about to see a really early game elimination for the Macedonians here. This is of interest. Okay. And the Greeks are just there. They could make it to Nicomedia next turn. But if I just move over to Byzantium right now, then I could get back as long as I've still got this boat. Which is a big if, because it might be knocked out really easily. And actually, Byzantium's got a port, so I can just train a new boat, so that's fine. I want to avoid war with the Greeks. But am I willing to accept war with... I mean, the Thracians are the one group who aren't. I mean, the Thracians are there, but they're not actually... Who are they allied with? Why are you even here? Why are the Thracians even here right now? Thracians are... Hang on, Thracia. They're right at the bottom, aren't they? Yeah, okay, they're enemies with the Macedonians, but they're the one group who actually... And they're allied with the Greeks. Okay, it's going to be war with them sooner or later regardless, so... In which case... I think we're going. Let's see if I can get Byzantium under siege immediately. The ship needs to be as close as possible with the road. Okay. Leave you, and leave you because you're all useless. Then you get in the boat, and then the boat comes to here, and then you, declare war against Byzantium. Build these things and hire some mercenaries up to strength, because we've got plenty of money right now, including the Basterni, who are really cool. They're basically just a little bit more defensive and have good morale, but they're pretty cool. So I'll take the Basterna and the Thracians, because they're all really cool. So I'll take them, even though they're a little bit on the expensive side. They get some experience as well on the Thracians, which is nice. Right, Nicomedia has 15% public order. I should have maybe left them with a bit more. I forgot they were... Oh, Nicomedia might be about to flip and revolt. We might need to go and take that again. Because that's now 15% public order, which is ridiculous. Okay, we're at war with Thrace. Dacia's attacked Macedon. Obviously, they picked this exact moment. We're actually the strongest army in the world right now, officially. This area's calmed down, which is good. But this force needs retraining before it's ready to do anything. And we need more roads. And also, there's nothing to theoretically stop the Armenians invading. Are they building siege equipment? They are good. They are planning to attack us. That works for me. So, we've got you move over here. You also move over to here. You join up with these forces. What can we buy to help out? We got some camel archers. That's not the best thing in the world. Send over some reinforcements in that regard. This force is not great, but it might have to flip in do if I just want to keep training more phalanx pikemen. This will be a good reinforcing army to go up to Hatra if required. This force, meanwhile, is there's just flipping these guys. Oh, I forgot to move you back into the city. Sorry. Claire, you should have reminded me to move all my guys back into the city. What are you doing? You're letting the side down, Claire. Right, you.
I hate you.
Join up with these guys. You.
I hate you.
Start marching north. We're going to Arsacia. We've killed Arsa's. Now we need to kill Arsa's hometown, Arsacia. That's literally what we're doing right now. And this army's capable of doing it. So that's absolutely 100% fine. You need to basically clear out these... Okay, apparently we need to chase this guy halfway across the world. Luckily, he only got 50 kills this occasion. Actually, he got more kills than us. It's ridiculous. Now we go around this way, and you can hopefully get to... Yeah, you can get to Petra next turn. Good. That'll bring Petra down. As for Sidon, Sidon now has... Show me Sidon, please. Sidon now has Large Temple of Hephaestus and an Armourer, which is really damn cool. So that's got all the good stuff. If I want to keep getting that upgraded, I don't actually need much else now. I could just go for the shipwright. Or I could say more phalanx pikemen on the field. Would probably not be a bad idea. Yeah, more phalanx pikemen. The ability to train more phalanx pikemen. Sidon doesn't possess elephants, I don't believe. No, so I can't train elephant units here regardless. There's very limited ability to train elephants, which is why you absolutely want that to Antioch as soon as possible, because there's only so many elephant training spots in the world, and it's really limited. It's not that many at all. Alexandria, we just need to work... Ooh! Flipping Docklands in Alexandria. Actually, that's not even worth that much. I might just actually stick with temples for the time being. Just to keep that place healthy. Memphis is fine. Siwa is okay. I'm going to build some paved roads. And this force is ready to start moving north as well. Don't get it into the ocean just yet. I could send that actually over to Crete. Crete is a good thing to take. Crete is really valuable. Nicomedia we're totally about to lose. Next time we end a turn... so don't forget Tarsus. Tarsus can just have... Tarsus doesn't need to grow. Give Tarsus militia barracks just so I can just throw up some extra levy pikemen there. These guys are going to invade sooner or later. Hopefully sooner before reinforcements show up. That will be good. But broadly, this is going to be a pretty quiet turn, all things considered. Keep training. Keep training. That should already have been high tax rate, actually. Salamis is fine, right? Yeah, Salamis is A-OK. Tarsus is fine. We don't need to train anything there. Could do with training... Actually, you know what? At Nicomedia, I'm just going to start basically spamming... I'm just going to queue all the militia hoplites, because that's going to get the population down to 5,600. We've committed all those guys immediately. So that will... It was 15%. That's up to 50%. So that's a big increase in public order immediately, which is great. Nothing I can do at Sardis, aside from... Actually, you know, with the deficit, or rather the surplus at its current side, Alexander the Cruel should just keep basically spamming units. And Halicarnassus... can't, because Halicarnassus needs to keep growing for the time being. But the roads will be useful. That's the best we can do for the time being. Now, the forces that were here. Because this force needs to basically go and get itself retrained. This is a good... Oh, skilled infantry commander, superior defender, Victor, draftsman, publicly loyal. This is a good guy. This guy needs to basically head back down south. There's some reinforcements to help out with that. But you... need to basically get down south again, because we've got phalanx pikemen and levy pikemen that need retraining. So you need to take the good stuff, and this probably just needs to become one unit, quite frankly. And this needs to become one unit too, because there's no way to repair those guys. So yeah, leave some good quality stuff here, just so we've got some defense. Take the stuff that is either good or could do with some repairs. and take it elsewhere. Take this, take this, take this. And start heading south with it. That'll be fine. Though actually, when you get to this point right here, drop yourself a tower. And is that mercenaries? Is it good? It's just Easterns. Quite frankly, I'll take it. At this point, I'll take literally any troop going. Just because I kind of need them. And also, more flipping rebels have spawned. Because of course, they flipping have. We've got more levy pikemen as backup, though. So that's fine. And Syra is going to be miles off growing. Nicomedia is probably about to be attacked by the Greeks. The Greeks are probably coming in. They will probably take Nicomedia off us. Don't know if there's anything we can do about that.
And we've got updates from Yasir, who sent us a couple of messages and said, this is for your strategic tier reserve. Enjoy.
My what?
Your strategic tier reserve.
Strategic tier reserves. Excellent. I like that's the sort of thing I want to have, yes.
Yes. And also requested, can you combine Emperor Palpatine and the Skaven voice for narration?
Skaven and Emperor Palpatine?
Yeah.
Shh. More Doom Wheelers. Yes, yes. There you go. Yeah, due props, by the way, to Creative Assembly for the trailer they just put out for the Skaven Laboratory, because that's a brilliant trailer. That's just such a fun trailer. That genuinely made me laugh. That's a really good trailer, so well done to whoever put that together. That was good. And just at Silesia, keep on training archers, because if you have the ability to train archers, you should be training archers, quite frankly. That's pretty much how Total War goes. And you guys are, continuing to just train as fast as you flipping can over there. We have enough elephants for the time being. Tarsus is okay and can actually go up attacks rate, especially if I put just a tiny bit more in there. Is everyone training? But actually, you should be training too, because this is actually a decent spot. So, yeah, just a bit more on the cavalry side here. And you may as well just retrain all this lot as well, because why not? Okay, this is where everything's about to go to hell. Everything's about to go to hell. Just actually double check I am actually training. Yeah, I am actually training enough rams. Hopefully this guy might actually come and attack me, which would pull the fight out of the city, which would work for me. So I'm kind of hoping that might actually happen, if we're really lucky. But we also have to watch what's going on with our friends, the Macedonians, because the Macedonians might actually be about to be wiped out in like a series of strikes immediately, if we're really lucky. Or rather, if we're unlucky, because we've literally sided with them. How are the Carthaginians doing, by the way? They're holding on at least, though clearly I'm just bad luck. If I was to go and actually, send a spy over, they'd immediately be attacked from every side. Oh, that's so unlucky. We made friends with the Macedonians and we said, oh, we're going to go and help them out. And then immediately bloody all three of their cities come under siege. Right, House of the Brutii, sending in reinforcements. They've managed to... Okay, they've taken Bylazora. They've kicked the Dacians off Bylazora. Greek cities have come to have a chat with us. Yeah, the Greek cities have attacked us. Okay. I don't know if we can hold Nicomedia. I don't know if that's possible. Because that's a ridiculous force of ridiculous. Okay. Also, Memon's just come of age. As I say, please don't come of age in flipping Nicomedia, because that'd be a bad place to grow up. Stern, Eustace Successor, and understanding of mathematics. Okay, so this kid might be a good tradey person. And Neoptolemus, who's over in Sidon, has actually picked up the rather useful Mastersmith for 10% reduction in unit training costs. Okay, what do we need to do here? That was a stupid time for you to show up, you bastard. Right, you, buy whatever you can. Yeah, screw it. Buy mercenaries, we've got the money for it. Just prop up the army as far as you can. And this guy is hopefully about to... He's got all the rams in the cocking world. This force has 4 turns remaining and is getting weaker by the second. This force just needs to basically... Are you trying to attack Susa? Okay, just in case you are, I'm just going to put some extra flipping... Yeah, I'm just going to put some peltasts there. Some peltasts would be good. Let's just keep marching north here. Arsacia seems not particularly well defended right now. And there's some eastern mercenaries, but they are useless, so let's not flipping bother. Okay, war with Greece. War with flipping Greece. Got this massive force here that could invade Halicarnassus, and if it does, we just lose Halicarnassus. Nothing we can do about that. Strongest faction is now the Greek cities, officially. Nicomedia has been attacked. Diplomatic information. Britain and Dacia are friends. Parthia and the Greek cities are allies. At this exact moment in time, now the Thracians have attacked Bylazora. They're still under it. People are just queuing up to attack them. This is just mean. Oh dear. Right, I think we can probably, assuming the game is about to blatantly just lie, I think we can probably just auto-resolve that one. Flipping. Okay, I don't think I'm actually happy with that at all. No, actually. Hang the flip on. No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I don't consider in Rome it's save scumming, because, like, to see whether an auto-resolve gives you a fair result or not, because that's ridiculous, that those 3 units got 1,000. Though, actually, before I do that, I need to think, okay, do I want to try and relieve Nicomedia with this army? Because this army does not really have much in the way of, there's no cavalry aside from the general. The hoplites, there's not many of them. I do technically have some Cretan archers and some Thracians that if I could get onto one of their flanks, that'd be fine. But because that's literally nothing but hoplites, the chance of me actually getting to their flanks strikes me as unlikely. But if I could just start rolling them up, I might have a chance. And if I could clear out this army, I'd have 3 run at Pergamum, which is pretty valuable. So, ooh, tricky. Tricky. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that. I'm kind of want to do the opinions of the chat on this one. Chat, do you want to straw poll this, do you think, Claire?
Yeah, do you want to get the straw poll ready, Thomas?
Yes, Thomas, activate straw poll. Are we going to basically just walk into Byzantium, or are we going to try and relieve Nicomedia? Those are our choices. Watch for a straw poll that Thomas will start spamming in the chat momentarily. And yeah, basically... Or, you know, if you want to rephrase it, do we want to be big damn heroes? Yes or no?
So whilst that happens, let me catch up a little bit.
Yes, of course.
D. Gabitation sent us $5 and asked if I would say something in German. So I looked up a very important phrase.
Oh dear.
Which I... So my German from 10 years ago... Wo ist die leckerte Bäckerei?
That's the worst German I've ever heard.
Have you heard any German?
Well, I worked in Germany, so yes. Mm-hmm. Shh. Claire's forgotten that I actually spent some time working in Germany.
Do you want to try some German?
No, I was at an English-speaking office.
Well, I know that. I think you... portraying it as I worked in Germany is actually quite misleading.
I worked briefly in Germany.
How briefly? Fronting, gesturing to shut up.
Was it a week? Was I over there a week?
I don't know, because I forgot it happened, so it must not have been that long.
I think it was maybe a week, maybe less.
Anyway, so that meant, that would have meant if I'd said it right, where is the yummiest bakery?
Oh, bloody hell, Claire.
What? I looked it up.
That's so Claire.
Yes, that was the point.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Precisely Random, who gave us €10 and said, so I gather that John's technological advancement ends at about 200 AD. Toasters are actually pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. The hilarious thing was, I when I said, let's just shove more electricity into a thinner wire because then the wire will get hot, I meant that as a joke. Then everyone jumped and said, no, that's actually how electricity works. My mind was blown. My mind was actually flipping blown by that.
So some people are saying that the straw poll is broken, but I don't know if I trust them after the other week.
Well, how many votes are on it? We can sense check it by rough number of votes.
Okay, let's have a little look. Okay, I also can't find it.
Lol.
Sorry, Thomas.
I mean, part of the problem that Macedonia has is right now Macedonia is suffering from plague, which doesn't help at all.
They've just stolen his identity. He can't do polls anymore.
Oh dear. Right, you know what? I think we should probably try and be big damn heroes, though. I feel like that's a thing we should try and do at the bare minimum. I'm not sure it's going to end well, but if it's nothing but militia hoplites, I think we've got a chance here. We do have a chance. So, all right, let's give this a go here. Let's just make sure I can actually make it there. Yeah, I'm gonna take down the. Actually, I could take the city.
Ooh, there's a straw poll that works for me now on
yes.
the different straw poll websites. So. Let's see. Well, it's got 6 votes right now.
6?
So, well, he's just started putting it in the comments. So, let's see. Who else do we got? Shout out to Thomas, Anastasia. He gave us $5 and said, "Greetings from sunny California. It's 39 degrees out here, and I'm not even in a cold place." Of course, it doesn't help because I'm not sure what degrees he means.
And it also doesn't help because Claire's not really sure what an Arizona or a California are.
Jake Norton gave us $5 and 56 cents and said, "Greetings, John and Claire. Given John knowledge of America, what, if anything, does he know about my home state, Connecticut?"
It's got the word connect in the title.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where that is on a map.
Sure.
I don't know what its capital city or any of its cities are.
Yeah.
Well, are we sure it's a real state?
Well, I've watched every season of Gilmore Girls, so obviously I'm a flipping expert on Connecticut.
Okay, give us some Connecticut facts. Give us Connecticut facts from Gilmore Girls.
Yes, you realize it's not like... Do you realize it's a fictional show, yes?
Well, yes, but if it's set in a real place, assuming Connecticut isn't fictional...
Yes, but like the town where it's set is fake. It's super fake.
But they might have celebrated...
It's on a lot.
But they might have celebrated like
In
Connecticut
LA.
Independence Day. Or whatever.
That is surprisingly bloody accurate to Gilmore Girls, you guys.
Nice!
That's like the wire toaster thing.
Excellent, I'm just accidentally getting everything right. Nice.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know nothing.
Nothing.
We know nothing.
Literally nothing. I do not know one fact about Connecticut. Aside from Actually, no, I was about to say aside from its spelling, but actually I don't think I could spell it. I assume it's Connect-I-Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unless I'm wrong, in which case, no, I know literally nothing, not even how to spell it.
Directly south of Massachusetts. Oh,
I think I know roughly where that is.
Because, spoiler alert, that makes sense for Gilmore Girls. Later seasons.
Stop spoiling Gilmore Girls for everyone, Claire. Right, have we actually got any democracy results yet? Otherwise I'm just completely ignoring democracy.
Don't you completely ignore democracy anyway?
Yes, but this is democracy's last chance.
Democracy says let's be big damn heroes, but then it's only got 60 votes, so I'm not actually sure.
Screw it. Right, we'll get back to Byzantium. You guys wait right there. Right, okay. This is madness. Okay. Do I actually want to know? I'd rather actually be... never mind. We're already committed to that fight now. Okay. So, I want the forces in the city to come and help us out as an AI force, because why not? So, this is... Oh, they have actually got some proper hoplites in there. But, this is the... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is the... So, that's 17 stack. 17 stack, mostly militia. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I kind of hope they decide to double stack their units. This is... I mean, weirdly, the game is saying, oh yeah, you've totally got this. The bar is apparently in my favour, which suggests to me the auto-resolve might actually come up with a better result than me. Which is kind of funny. And this is just a really, really long, flat area. I mean, I've got 3 units of Cretans, but they're damaged. And if you shoot into the front, it's not going to do much. Actually, I might be able to do the midline dance to get the Cretans a shot at the side. That might work. So, bloody hell, right? Let's just group all of the flipping hoplites I've got together, which is the hoplites are okay. I've got a few hoplites, only those. Okay, so we got hoplites. Those guys we're gonna have to stretch pretty thin down the middle because whatever line we're taking on, it's going to be a pretty bloody wide line. So those guys are just going to have to be stretched down the middle. On one side, I'm just going to have these guys basically as just shield, just as like flank guarding chaff. And on the other side, we've basically got the Thracians and the Basterni. Their job is basically going to be playing the role of cavalry in this match because they're fast and they hit hard. So they're going to have to be my flanking force for the time being. That leaves me with a healthy amount of archers and stuff. So the Cretans obviously are going to go at the rear. over here. And the slingers and the rest of it are going to go at the front. So they're going to try and lure people forward. I'm going to try and position them in such a way, perfect world, as they're in front of, the tougher forces. So they're going to be in front of the mercenary hoplites, who should be able to be a fair match even for the normal hoplites, and should hopefully tear apart the, they should be able to actually tear apart the other guys, the militia hoplites, if it comes to it. This guy's only got 49 horse, but that's what we got. And there's also going to be some forces coming in, so we're going to group them. And we're going to start the battle. Now, where are those the reinforcements are coming from over there. Okay, now these guys are now basically moving forward. They've got no indirect fire aside from some mercenary cavalry. So, I'm just going to I'm going to tell my guys to run, actually, because if I can get my Cretan archers a bit further forward, I might be able to get some light shots against all of this stuff pretty easily. Come on. Are you in range yet? Okay, some of this stuff is in range immediately, so the Cretans might be able to get some light shots. No, I need to be closer. That's not good enough. You can get one good shot in there, but what you really need, more than anything, is to be able to hit the actual... If you can hit all these guys in the back, because right now they're running. The reason they're running is because they've seen there's two armies. So there's an extra army they were not expecting. So now all of a sudden they're just kind of bumbling around, because now they want to be in a position where they've got a good battle line against both of the forces. Now that gives my Cretans time to actually draw up and... Oh, flipping heck. These guys are out of position. I need to get on top of them. I need to get closer, faster. I need to potentially close the gap. Now, this is going to leave all my guys exposed. My Cretans managed to kill some of their militia cavalry, but basically, I just need my Cretans to get a flipping shot in, and I've kind of lost my opportunity here. Mercenary peltasts. Okay, good. They've got a shot. We've got a shot at the rear of some of them, at least. So, into arrow cam, and over to the Cretans, and I feel like that was not really following the arrows there. Follow the next arrow. And there we go. Now we're in arrow cam. So, that's one unit. Okay, that was a bad arrow. We followed one of the shit arrows there. So, right now, they've basically decided they want to run over there and take care of this. So, we've got ourselves a shot at those guys. So, now what we need to do is pretty much just turn around over here and just face these lads. So, what are they doing? What are they doing right now? Ooh, conveniently, they've actually run the one bit of indirect fire they had directly into barbarian mercenaries.
Ouch.
So they've now lost their one bit of cavalry. My barbarian cavalry mercenaries are also just kind of wandering around. If we're lucky, these guys will play defensively, but I've got no real way to influence what they're doing. So they're now backing off. They're not... Are they retreating? No! Surely the flip not. I mean, these guys, they seem to be running. I think they might be backing out. They might be withdrawing. Which would be really weird, but... I mean, if they are... Alright, guys. Everyone who can, just get into position. Just get involved. If my cavalry can start... I mean, their leader's naffing off. He's going 10 bajillion miles... He's gone! He's off the battlefield. Right, okay, here we go. This is extremely risky. This is stupid risky, but I'm going to see if I can use my leader to cause a couple of breaks. But the most important thing is these guys now need to get into position. Right, all the rest of it doesn't matter anymore. All we need to do is basically get as close as we can, as fast as we can. Do you guys have a shot? You guys have... Okay, get the Rhodian slingers closer. You guys already have shots, or at least you have some shots. Oh, dear. Okay. Pause this. Break up the force. None of that matters anymore. All that matters are these guys. These guys are the ones that matter, and the barbarian mercenaries, apparently. You guys just need to group together. I just need you to basically... What sort of... What? No. What? Who have I just accidentally pulled into this? Just you 8. No, that's 7. Okay. So which... Okay. That's of interest. Possibly it's because this guy's moving. Right, okay. You guys move over here in preparation to hit these guys. Okay? You guys, I just want you to basically move over to here. And all of you, I want you to run. Okay? Because with literally no cavalry, we now do not need to worry. Where's the edge of the map? Okay, they're getting close to the edge of the map really quickly. We could do some damage to these guys if we're lucky. Militia hoplites. I don't dare commit the general. I don't dare commit the general, but if we can just get you... Okay, further forward. Be ballsy. They're withdrawing. Okay. That should be a good shot. Okay, good. Now we can start taking the shots. We can start hitting them on the way out to the battlefield. This should be fine. And they're slowing down. We can't do that much, but we can do something. We can cripple, like, some of these forces. So, in come the Cretan shots. And these guys are now going to start being shot in the back. And it's also the right side. It's hitting the not shield arm. Oh, flipping dear for the Greek cities. We're not going to be able to hit them that hard, unfortunately. Some of them are going to be able to get away from this. Okay. Change your target over to here. Actually, no. Change your target over to here, because then at least you'll definitely get a few shots in. So we'll be able to get some... That's the Rhodian Sliggers, hitting them with that. They're actually breaking at this point, so they're no longer withdrawing anymore. And now in comes all of that. Okay. I'm surprised they made the decision to withdraw. I think they could have offered us a good fight. But we've saved Nicomedia, which is nice. And is anyone else firing at this point? No, there's one more rank of stones coming in, but... And amazingly, this force didn't even get annihilated. This force actually seemed to basically take out their cavalry militia and then decided to naff off. So this force has actually survived. The barbarian AI actually did its flipping job, which is weird. And also see the spears just sort of disappear into different spears. Okay, I guess we won. And we just took out like a fifth of their force. So next time we run into them, they'll be a lot softer. Now where are they retreating to? Because I can't quite pursue them down, but... Well, that was odd. Right, okay, apparently we've got them on the flipping run here. Now, what do we want? Do we want the port, or do I want I probably want the roads, to be honest. Yeah, I'd rather take the roads just for maneuverability. Right, I need to figure out what I'm going to do next. Claire, over to you. Let's have a quick think.
Yeah, a shout out to Degabitation, who gave us $2 and said, I feel like I have to pay for John's history lesson.
Aww.
And Not Call Pilkington I Cosplayers Egg Cartons 2 gave us £5 and said, buy a map, seriously, an atlas. How the flip did you get into Oxford?
Because in Britain, spoiler warning, no one actually cares about American geography or American history. Like, I know, like, you get taught a lot of American history, but, like, in Britain, it's not even on the curriculum. The problem is your country's too young. Like, you don't really have any history yet. It all happened, like, yesterday. So, you know.
Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not American.
There's a famous anecdote that's almost certainly spurious. Where, well, basically, that supposedly, depending on who's telling the story, it's either set in Cambridge or Oxford, where a couple of American tourists are being shown around an Oxford college, and they say to the tour guide, "So, is this here a building pre-war?" And the tour guide replies, "Sir, this building is pre-America." It's almost certainly fake, because I've heard it being told in multiple iterations in multiple locations.
And also, like, there was loads of stuff going on in, like, the continent of America before, like, settlers.
Not before Captain Cook discovered America. Before then, it was empty. Empty, Claire.
Sure, John, it was empty.
Then Captain Cook showed up and everything was fine.
Yeah, sure. Ollie gave us €5 and asked John, on the subject of geography, do you know anything about Finland?
Is that the one with Oslo? Or the one with Stockholm?
It's the one with Helsinki.
It's the one with Helsinki. Yeah, that's the one.
Uh-huh.
No, Oslo's the Norway one, and I think the other one's the Sweden one.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Finland, John?
I don't think so. Oh, I know about I know a little bit of the Russian invasion of Finland and the Winter War, because that's a really, really interesting historical, like, conflict that actually had really significant consequences for, like, the way that Nazi Germany and Stalinist Russia interacted with each other, and how Stalin chose to pursue warfare. And, like, it had a really big impact on the history of the world, because of the way Nazi Germany looked at what was going on in that war and the way Stalin reacted to that war. So I know a bit about the Winter War, which is a really cool conflict. Pun not intended, because it was kind of, there was a lot of snow and ice.
Jesus Christ, John!
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Frozen people.
Okay! Anyway.
Yes?
Saunas are great! Finland is awesome!
And ever since she went, Claire insists on pronouncing it sauna, because she likes to pretend she knows what she's talking about, and she identifies as Finnish.
Yeah, that's...
Sauna.
Okay, number one, I do not identify as Finnish. That is not a thing. I've never said that to you.
Uh-huh.
Number two, I've never actually been to a sauna in the UK. So if I went to the sauna in the UK, I would pronounce it that way.
Uh-huh.
If I'm talking about, like, the times I went to a sauna in Finland with Finnish people, I'm gonna pronounce it that way.
Wow, okay.
Anyway, there's some Latin for you, John.
Oh, for goodness sake, yes.
Shout out to Duvkov, who gave us £2 and sent this in here.
What? Stars do some. The stars rise, but not oblige.
It says Astra inclinant sed non obligant.
I assume it's a quotation. It feels like it's related to observation of astrology, and I assume it's a quote, probably from some form of war poem or similar.
Shall I Google it?
Yeah, it's something to do with the stars. I assume the stars rising, but not being in the correct formation, not being suitable for battle.
The stars incline as they do not bind us.
Uh-huh.
Refers to the strength of free will over astrological determinism, says the internet.
Lardy flippin' da.
Yes, I never assumed that the stars, did anything weird to me in the first place. So. Shout out to David, who gave us $10 and said, "Hi John and Claire, I love you guys, I love the stream. So sad you're being affected by Patreon's kerfuffle. Google AdWords banned my new startup account today, so I'm having a marvelous day."
Oh dear. Yeah, Google AdWords does occasionally make stupid decisions like that. I've seen stupid stuff like that happen with those guys before. That doesn't surprise me in some ways.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that happen to some channels that I follow, where it was just like banned from monetizing for years, even before the adpocalypse.
I think that's AdSense, not AdWords.
Yeah, totally. Totally it is. This is why you're the boss.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to...
Ooh, say that again, I like it.
This is why you're the boss.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm the one who's getting weird, you guys. I'm the one who's weird here, alright? Shout out to Mr. Bob, who gave us $10 Canadian and said, "Hi,
Best
Tabby and
dollars.
friends. I was wondering if you could settle an argument for me by offering an opinion on coloured Christmas trees."
As in, like, say, silver sparkly ones.
Yeah.
I like
so.
as subtle and traditional as possible, to be honest. I just like... we tend to go for fake rather than real, just because of needles being everywhere.
Yeah.
But there was the hilarious year where we insisted on getting a real one, and you picked it out, and then it died the following day. It was dead by December 15th.
Yeah, it was kind of like... It looked really good in the store, but what we didn't realise is it looked really good because it was already quite far along.
Yeah.
And I've
it just
never had
dumped
a real
its
tree
needles
before.
the next day. So then what I did was I got up early one morning and I stripped all its needles off and just left it as a horrendous, ugly tree skeleton and left it for you to find. Because it was a horrendous, ghoulish nightmare tree skeleton that ruined Christmas. So I did that and then I left that for you.
Yep. That was a thing.
That was actually a thing that actually happened.
We have a fake Christmas tree. We have a plastic Christmas tree from... we have a plastic Christmas tree. We bought a really nice one year, and it's, it's much, much cheaper that way as well.
Yeah, it is. Because then you can just reuse it every year. And it's a lot less clean up, of course.
Shout out to David, who... I'm sure it happens to many people, but shout out to David Attenborough, who sent us a super chat, because obviously...
Yay, David Attenborough.
So shout out to David, who gave us $5, and said, "John, have you ever thought about playing Mountain Blade? I would love to see it, as it's my favourite game."
It gets requested a lot. I think there will definitely be at some point a one-off of some description on it, yes.
Cool. And also shout out to Quinksorin, who gave us $5 and 1 cent, and said, "Claire, please inform John that electricity can be measured in hertz, and that the thing under the fan in the computer is the CPU heatsink.
Excellent.
I'm surprised that you didn't know that, actually, from having, like, you know...
Well, I know what it all is on paper, but knowing what it looks like in the box isn't really my business.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to turn over to some important thing here right now. The Armenians are moving in. The game says they've got the advantage. I think we can handle this. I've got archers. I've got plenty of phalanxes. We should be able to hold this. But they do admittedly have, like, 3 family members, including their factioner, who brings an awful lot of flipping bodyguards into the battlefield as well. But they've got horse archers as well, so probably we don't even try and hold the front wall. We probably just fall back and just try and hold the centre of the town. But let's see what it looks like, and we'll try and figure out what the right way to handle this is.
By the way, people in chat are definitely now saying that I need a union and HR and asking who's in charge of HR. Am I a true nerd?
It's me, actually.
Yeah.
There's a proper procedure in place for this sort of thing, just so you know.
Yeah, so if I'm upset with something that John, my manager, did, I have to write a message to John, the director of the company.
Correct, you do.
And then if I'm upset with something that John, the director of the company, did, I have
or you're unsatisfied with the response that John, the director, gives you.
Then I have to message John, the, board of directors?
Yeah.
Which is weird because you're like one, person on the board. But there's a separate level between director of the company and, like, director as sits on the board of directors.
Effectively, yes. That's not quite the right explanation, but it's close enough.
Yeah, but I threatened to just unleash Tabby the Wrath on you.
Uh-huh.
And that works pretty well usually.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? What we're seeing at here is they've brought all the rams in the world. Some of those guys will be hit by towers, but not many. The towers are not particularly fearsome. We might be able to take out, like, some of their infantry just by virtue of shooting it with archers on the way in. So that's probably worth doing. Then there's horse archers. They probably won't be clever enough to bring their horse archers up to the walls to provide cover for their infantry. Or if they did, that would be fine. This is a level 3 city, but a level 3 city that does not have stone walls yet. It's just these walls. So probably it would not be the worst thing in the world because they've this is kind of an unfortunate angle for them to come from because they've got a direct route through to the plaza, which is the area they ultimately need to hold. So if they were coming from, if they were coming from this direction, that'd be a lot easier because then I'd have a lot more road, again, which to kind of basically just clog them up with. So let's just quickly take stock of what we got here because this is a bit of an odd, messy army, but it's good insofar as basically I don't think they've got a single phalanx, so we've got all the phalanxes, which gives us an advantage. So let's just quickly draw those guys together here, just put them at the ends together. And in particular, let's also separate out phalanxes from hoplites. So we got 4 hoplites and 6 phalanxes. 2 really good quality ones, the phalanx pikemen, and then also levy pikemen over there. There is no point attempting to stop up all the breaches they're going to create because there's going to be too many. They're going to have breaches literally everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's another ridiculous donation from Big Bot.
Excellent.
Excellent. Who gave us 69 euros.
Ooh, wow, okay. Thank you very much indeed.
And said, I'm going to read it in French because it's in French and then I'll tell you what it means.
Okay.
They said, dans la mesure où M. me divertit et me cultive infiniment plus que la télévision publique française, je vous réserve la moitié de ma redevance télé.
That was very fast.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at this French thing.
Yeah. Because MATN diverts me and cultivates me infinitely more than public French television.
You make it sound so classy when you translate it as like, yeah, diverts and cultivates.
Because they wrote it classy.
Ooh, la-di-da.
Because they wrote diverti et cultivé.
Ooh.
So yes.
I'd have probably translated it as like distract rather than divert, but okay.
Well, I don't want to pervert their meaning.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so because MATN diverts and cultivates me infinitely more than French public television, I am giving you half of my TV
The equivalent of the TV license in France.
Yes, the TV license. But because Redevance TV is just like so ingrained in my brain, I couldn't figure out what is the British equivalent that I pay. Have a nice Christmas party, guys. Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned this, but we could go and have a Christmas party.
Yeah, we discovered there's literally a line in the tax code that lets us set aside money that's purely for us going out and getting pissed. It's great.
Yes, that's not specifically what it's for, but...
I think it says pissed in the tax code. I'm like 80% sure that's true. Okay, it probably doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's for like parties. It's for staff parties.
Yes.
Staff entertainment, but yeah, so we didn't realise about it the whole year, so now it's just for this Christmas party.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got, it's £150 a head. We're not going to spend that much. We could do, which is great. We've just got a tax allowance of £150 per person. We've just got 300 quid we can blow on just going for a really nice meal and stuff. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There we go. So you can see what I'm doing here, by the way. I've blocked up the streets over there with this group of 2 phalanxes. And I've blocked up this street over here with these 2 phalanxes. And now what I'm basically going to try and do is I'm just going to create a layer of phalanxes going back to the plaza, going in this sort of a direction. So I've already used those 2 guys, and I've got, then behind there basically I'll put the actual militia hoplites, then we'll put more militia hoplites, and then once basically if they are able to penetrate this area, then they'll basically get over to here, and here I'll probably actually lay the actual proper trap for them, which is I will actually use the proper phalanx pikemen at the split angle, where I'll just I'll slightly line those up a bit better. A little bit more than that. There we go. So now we've got these guys, so that should be absolutely fine. So those 2 forces together should be capable of handling just about anything. In fact, actually, you know what? I'm gonna split those up a little bit, and I'm actually gonna use you as a central force. I'm gonna use these guys just as the central blocking force. I'm just using these guys like at the side, with the idea being nothing's going to be able to penetrate it because these guys are going to be in the middle, but they can't just push through because that's there. This strikes me as a pretty optimal laydown. And we've also got cavalry ready to charge in. We've got more cavalry ready to charge in from that. The archers are going to start at the front of the city because the archers can basically just get involved and just nail anything that gets too close, as are the mercenaries. Actually, the mercenary peltas probably won't be that useful. I might keep the mercenary peltas back as a force to basically be over here and keep them off skirmish mode, and they can just basically toss over the top 2 over here, and that'll be fine. They just check they've actually got range to here. Yeah, they've got plenty of range to anything that gets bundled in this area. And I'm also going to move these guys back just a little bit further, just for safety, to try and keep them out of horse archer range, because I don't want them being shot by horse archers too early. So the safest thing to do will be basically to have these guys a little bit far back just to make sure. I'm just going to spread them out a bit more if I can. That's more likely. Now nothing can get around the back of them. Now nothing should really be able to push through this. Like they will be able to push through like a couple of them, but they won't be able to do that well. Next up, it's just the archers that now need to be positioned, who should be the only guys left at the front here. So the archers I'm basically going to just put into this position right here. I don't want them too exposed, and also apparently I've got one of you guys as well that wasn't supposed to be there. I don't want these guys left anywhere too out of the way because I want them to be able to retreat down this street pretty quickly, because once they're basically done shooting at anyone who approaches the walls, I want them to be able to back off and fall back to the plaza where they can provide supporting fire. This is the best we've got because I don't think we can do much else at this exact moment in time. So, those guys are still at fire at will. Now in come the Rams. Claire, while they're just moving up, over to you.
We've got a message from Mr. Bob, who gave us $5 Canadian.
Best dollars.
And said, John, if you need more funding avenues, I would purchase M18 pattern Eastern Infantry pajamas.
Ooh, nice.
And shout out to that one smart ass who always gives us the best messages. Also, he gave us $20. Fun fact, the following English words are difficult for native French speakers to pronounce. Squirrel, thorough, brownie, thousandth, and hedgehog. Merry Christmas to both of you.
You also really struggle with maths.
Okay, so in British English, the plural of math is like with an S, like TH and an S after.
Correct.
And like that's just like mean, right? Because on first thing, they make you do math, and that's already mean, and then they make you pronounce it in a really stupid way, and that's worse.
Right, we need to move back to the game for a moment, actually. So the archers are actually now doing a good job just kind of laying down some supporting fire as the rams come in. They're not doing that much. They're not actually doing that much right now because they kind of struggle to get their arrows over the top because they're not on top of a wall right now. In fact, actually, they've probably done broadly as much as they're going to be able to do. They might be able to like get some shots in over there, for example. In fact, I think they might have been changing their targets. Yeah, they're changing their targets already. You can see that the this hasn't exactly done a huge amount of damage. It's just kind of, it's gently tapped some of them. So the question now is, yeah, actually, they're doing a really good bit of damage to these hillmen. So I want to try and hold off pulling them back just for a moment because they're going to absolutely tear apart this unit. This unit is absolutely screwed. They've got a really good angle to annihilate that unit. These guys are being hit by a tower over and over. One of them burnt down in a single ram. So that ram burnt down. These guys are as good as dead, but now I actually want to pull these guys back, so I'd rather they didn't waste the ammunition. The gate that's reinforced is up to 60% damage. Now it's time to pull these guys back. And I'm vaguely thinking they should basically be moved to this location, and that's all they're going to want to do. So, guys, fall back at this point. I want all the archers to commence falling back. And I just said all of you, begin moving. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely. They've actually decided they want to start running when I gave them the order to run. Now, all of you more in this sort of direction. In fact, I'm just going to be a little bit further back than that. All of you back in, yeah, about that should do the job. And run as well. Now, at this point, basically, we just try and hold the city plaza. As long as the city plaza doesn't fall, we'll be fine. Reinforced gates up to 67% damage. They're not getting in imminently. And, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no point trying to hold this area because the horse archers will come up and start doing damage. I'd rather fall back and use the city streets to my advantage. The archers are now just basically shoving their way past our phalanxes. It's going to slow them down a little bit, but they'll get through before anything else actually manages to cause any trouble for us. That's absolutely fine. So the archers are now pretty much back into a safe location. These guys are falling back. The towers are doing some good work. I assume this tower's firing, right? No, this tower's weirdly not firing. But the walls have started falling. There's going to be quite a few walls falling simultaneously. That one's actually a little bit of a way off being done. And it looks like the cavalry wants to move in. So the cavalry is mostly horse archers. It looks like they want to charge straight in. There's also some... they've actually brought some Sarmatian mercenaries too. But mostly it's horse archers. They've moved up, but they're not actually moving into the city yet. Looks like the first move they want to make is over on this flank. Now, there's a question as to whether these guys are going to try and go this way round. I suspect they will, which is why I set Group 2 specifically to guard the sideways in. Though actually it looks like they're turning this way. No, they're not. Right. If these guys are going this way, they're going to walk straight into those levy pikemen, which is fine. And those pikemen at the side, if need be, can be brought back to the plaza in the form of reinforcements. So, as far as I'm concerned, 2 units of hillmen are not going to be able to pass by militia, hoplites, and then levy pikemen. So watch this battle over here, and then those guys can basically pull forward when they need to. The more important thing is now we keep an eye on all of this. And I've kind of laid this out wrong. What I should have done is I should have put the militia hoplites at the front door. Because the militia hoplites are the ones with the better armour. So if there's one unit I want to be under consistent fire from horse archers, it should have been the militia hoplites. Because you see, these guys are starting to take damage pretty quickly from the horse archers. But as soon as the infantry gets close enough, they won't be able to do that anymore. Because they'll just be shooting their own guys in the back. So these guys just need to hold on. And this is why we want line, 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 and then the good guys at the rear. Also, these archers are just stuck. So you guys just basically stop where you are, and congratulations, you just live there now. So at this point, the Eastern Infantry are trying to push in, but they're going to find themselves damaged pretty quickly. And also, my archers are now back in the game. My archers are now firing straight back at them. So the horse archers are just laying down constant withering fire at the back. And these guys will probably break sooner or later. They're steady for now, which is actually quite respectable because they know their flanks are secure. But my own archers are now returning fire. So there should now be plenty of fire. And when I say my own archers are returning fire, they're actually not. I think I actually just misread the arrows going in the wrong direction. My archers are not returning fire at all. That was a lie. I just said that to boost the morale of these guys. Basically, I'm trying to say, don't worry, guys, you've got lots of reinforcements. No, you don't. You're on your own on the front lines. Good luck, by the way. You're basically being sacrificed by... But horse archers are not so good at the old charging directly into phalanxes business. It's not really their job. So you'll notice that... oh, hang on. We've got something. Someone's... Who's firing back? Like, I definitely just saw archer fire. I'm just not sure who it's coming from because none of my guys are indicating they're firing. Meanwhile, over here, these forces are trying to flank, but they're trying to flank into militia hoplites and with levy pikemen behind them. So I doubt they're going to be able to get through here. They might be able to push through. In fact, actually, they've done a really good job pushing straight through these guys, which might be a concern. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, over on this side, the fight over here has not yet been joined. The fight over here is going... Actually, the fight over here is okay. These guys have managed to put their phalanx back together again, which is good. So these horses are losing strength very fast. Those guys are broken immediately. Right, back to the front door, because we've got basically 3 different fronts here. Right, the first of my units has broken. Levy pikemen number 1 have broken. Now, okay, now my archers are firing. Now I'm no longer lying. There is absolutely supporting fire coming in from my archers right now. You can see... Oh, yeah. And unfortunately, though they've managed to break through 1 phalanx, now they're straight into phalanx number 2. And this time, they're being shot by all the arrows in the world. So this is going pretty nicely right now. The archers are in a good position. Let's check what's going on this frontier. Over here, the hillmen are not sure they want to get involved in this. They're already down to 140. Just check everything's going fine over here, because this is the one that was looking the most dodgy. Yeah, the militia hoplites have collapsed. However, the levy pikemen are... No, what have you done? Why would you just break? I think they were just scared by the number of horses. Okay, there's horse archers that are going to pursue in that direction. I'm going to deploy my Greek cavalry to intercept and cover the retreat. It's not perfect, but it's going to have to do. The Greek cavalry, there's only flipping 60 of them, but I need something to guard this flank. So that's a bit on the dodgy side. Right, I'm going to redeploy these phalanx pikemen to cover this front. I don't like that. The second wave of defense at the front has collapsed. So these guys are now being redeployed to cover that. But these guys need to be facing this way. How are the Greek cavalry doing? The Greek cavalry are hopefully going to do a competent enough job chasing these guys down. Nope, the Greek cavalry is obviously broken because they're being given morale penalties. The phalanx pikemen should stand and fight. At this point, I'm pretty sure the Eastern Generals ×3 are just trying to shove their way in the front door. And they're going to do a good job. You guys need to really get your shields down right now. My archers are providing supporting fire. These guys are pretty much out of ammunition. The front door is really in trouble right now. But as for what's following, it's just some horse archers. And the horse archers are going to run straight into the phalanx pikemen. Right, the third tier of defences has collapsed. We're down to the final tier before the plaza itself. However, the archers are now tearing the Eastern Generals apart. I think, is that one of them going? No, that's Eastern Mercenaries. But the archers are doing really, really good work. And now we've got the phalanx pikemen. These are the lads whose job it is to not break. And when I say these are the guys whose job it is to not break, they're just broke. But other than that, everything's fine. Shut up, Claire. That's not helpful. Everyone needs...
I wasn't trying to be helpful.
Oh, good. These guys are taking damage and they're shaken. But the archers need to just keep firing for the time being. It's all being... Okay, we've just taken out the enemy leader. That was the faction there. In fact, actually, we've taken out 2 of their leaders right now. And hopefully, this might be enough to cause a break. We've got the camels. I think we should commit them. The camels need to be committed at this point, together with the rest of it. And... I think we've just got enough. I think it's just enough. I think some of them are breaking. That Eastern General is down to 22. These mercenary pelters are getting involved. We might just have been salvaged by that one unit of phalanx pikemen. You guys need to turn around. Everyone around here needs to turn the hell around. Apart from you, you need to not move. Seriously, you stay exactly where you are. Everyone else, just stay over there, please. Everyone just form up a new line. Just form up a new line right on the plaza. Do not break. I've got camels and I'm going to throw them in because the camels will encourage the cavalry to break. It does provide a big penalty. So you guys get over here. You guys get over here and get on top of them. So in go the camels. Kind of cutting through. And that should hopefully be enough. Eastern General is wavering. He's gone, down to 13. These horse archers are also wavering. I think we've just done it, but that was closer than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, blimey. Okay, get the camels on top of that. I'm also going to deploy the Arabian cavalry down over in this direction, because I think we might be able to cause a mass rout at this point. These guys, as soon as the camels get on top of them, these guys should start breaking pretty quickly. Yeah, they're broken. Now, the question is, do I want to deploy? That's just more horse archers. Deploy after that. All 3 of the generals that attacked us from the Armenians are at this point dead. So goodbye to Zipoetas, goodbye to Aramu, and goodbye to Eminos. All of you are dead at this point. And, oh, blimey, look at the corpses. There's a lot of corpses on this street. I'm glad we had just enough phalanxes to make that work. But we're not in a good position to push forward any further. There are still 16 heavy cavalry, and the Sarmatians, 46, are still present and correct. Is there anything up here? No, of course there's nothing up here. In fact, some of these guys I think are now trying to loop round to the rear of the town. Alright, fine, whatever you want to do. Has this side held? This side held. It looks to me like the militia hoplites collapsed, but these levy pikemen held together. So in which case, let's move these guys up here, because I suspect they might now need to form a new position over here to guard against these guys who are weirdly now walking away from the town plaza. We've got, oh yeah, at this point my camels are just chasing these guys off. You guys are shaken and exhausted, but you'll be able to fight off basic camels, so I'm going to basically send you back at this point. Everyone just fall back. So I don't want to be taking on Eastern infantry with camels. I just said I don't want to. They're just bouncing all over the place. Sometimes in narrow streets, their pathing struggles slightly. Right. Round about here, some more stuff has just been chased off by the Sarmatians, who are themselves now routing, probably because the archers have started firing at them. The archers really saved our asses there. The archers massively saved us. In fact, actually, I'm going to send all my cavalry over here, if at all possible. But they are now being, oh yeah. Whatever's left of the Eastern General's bodyguard is now being taken out. I think as soon as these guys break... Actually, this won't be the end of it, because I know for a fact there's flipping infantry just chilling out somewhere. You guys... Hang on, what happened to those levy pikemen I brought in? Yeah, there's some levy pikemen over here. I'm just going to send them in that direction. And also the mercenary pelters need to get involved as well. Okay, my guys now chase off those guys. The front is now secure. That's pretty much all they've got there. What's actually over here? There's some Eastern mercenaries at the back. There's some more Eastern, not Eastern mercenaries, just Eastern spearmen, in fact, over this side. I think I just saw, yeah, there's some guys coming in over in this direction. I think the archers have actually turned their attention over there already, if we're lucky. Yeah, the archers have already turned their attention over to there. So those Eastern infantry are already shaken just from being shot. In fact, they've actually just broken. They're broken immediately. I'm going to send my general just to hunt them down, because he doesn't need to be on the plaza anymore. Oh, blimey. Just look at that, Claire.
Yeah,
that's
people are commenting about that in the chat.
There's a lot of corpses, both Armenian and Seleucid here. This was always going to be a kill avenue, but that's more corpses than you see regardless. That's a lot of dead corpses right there, and it looks like the camels have just naffed off. The camels are on the chase. Damn it, they want some stuff out of there. And actually, the Eastern General is weirdly not fleeing anymore. He's just get in there and finish him off, please. I think you should be able to handle him. So there he is. Now he's going. Let's just clear out his bodyguard. It's completely flipping pointless. And if you can, chase down the horse archers. I don't want them coming back later. I also just want to keep an eye on my general, make sure he doesn't naff off somewhere where he doesn't want to actually end up. But at this point, I think we just need to basically find a solution to these Eastern infantry. But I think they're sufficiently damaged. We can probably speed things up a little bit and just wait for them to come to the plaza. Because eventually they have to try and make their way to the plaza. And when they do, the archers will take care of them. So in which case, I think speed this up. And Claire, over to you.
Yeah, shout out to Anna, who gave us $5 and said, I can't donate, I can't be in the donation party very much because of buying presents for family, but here's enough for a sandwich, I hope.
Oh, that's a fancy sandwich. I treat myself to a fancy sandwich.
$5, how, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's probably a Marks and Spencer sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, they're only like £3. They're fine. Yeah.
Shout out to Niall, who gave us £5 and, 5.007.
What?
Well, it's not £5 and 5 pence. It's £5 0.007. It's like a seventh of a pence.
Oh, right. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Presumably a conversion from an obscure currency. Huh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. Or
Yeah, must
I don't
be.
know. Yeah, maybe a typo. Who knows?
Interesting.
Anyway, he wanted me to do a Skaven voice, so I'm probably going to fail at that. Said, how many doom wheel? I don't know how to do a Skaven voice.
God, who's that?
You need to help me out with the
It's
doom wheel.
just kind of rough and gruff. It's saying, yes, yes.
How many doom wheels? Not enough doom wheels. Never enough doom wheels.
Excellent. Now she's got it.
This is just a bit. Usually, I'm more listening to you than the Skaven talking in the game. Cause yeah.
And this is the final charge, by the way. The final group has managed to make it over and immediately breaks. There we go. We got the victory. That was tough. That was a tough, hard-fought victory that was looking really up in the air for a second there. Also, that spectacular chasing down by my general. That truly is spectacular. Right, so as we take one last look at the giant pile of corpses. Dear oh, bloody dear. Right, that's pretty big. That's a lot of corpses. I think we might need to convert, like, the garden of the governor's palace into a graveyard. Because we got a lot of people to bury today. But we've done the job. We have kicked out the Armenians, and that was a difficult fight.
This is a glorious achievement. Your victory is total. Crushing would be a better word.
Oh, crushing would be a better word. Thank you very much, Mr. Greek narrator man. So, Cletus the slack-jawed yokel has indeed managed to beat Aramu together with his two family members and win a heroic victory. Oh, yeah.
Thomas just said that you should sing Skater Boy, but in Skaven.
No.
Skaven Boy.
No.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Nope. Denied. Denied. And also bad news, Thessalonica has indeed been taken by the Romans. We could not get there in time to stop that happening. And it's quite possible everything is going to... Macedon might just cease to exist before we can actually get over to them. And Scythia and the House of the Brutii are friends for the time being. Anything else I need to know? Cletus the slack-jawed yokel has just become a good commander. There's been an earthquake in Judea. And that's how the game does earthquakes, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It just does a big wibble. There it is, great big wibble.
Oh, that's adorable.
It is quite cute. The game is like, how can we represent an earthquake? We'll just make everything go wibble.
Aww.
It is quite cute. Right, let's just repair all the troops up that are there. And would I get much out of a dockyard? I would get enough out of a dockyard to justify the cost of that. It'll pay for itself in about 10 turns. So let's get a dockyard. If nothing else, I can actually train Quinqueremes there. So that works for me. So, we've got the reinforcement army of Cassandros, so possibly that force wants to start barreling north and get a bit of revenge against the Armenians, because it would definitely be worth dealing with them before they come and do that a second time. Now, probably, the force that's chilling out here is, in terms of like the force that's remaining in Hatra, is going to be pretty badly damaged, because Hatra isn't really a training facility, so all I can repair here, in terms of proper retraining, is going to be the militias and those guys. So I can't do anything about the good quality I can't do anything about the good quality phalanxes or the archers, but the archers are mostly in pretty good condition already. So I can probably actually heal up some of these guys immediately. Can I get that? Yeah, that's better. And then up to that. Okay, so that's fine. Now I've got a few units of Experience 1 archers that I could add into that army. And these guys can be repaired up. Where's the 189? There he is down there. So just repair you into you. And then, yeah, the rest of you are really badly damaged. So, repair all of that. Repair the walls. And then get yourselves going on with... a city barracks would not be the worst thing in the world. Stables wouldn't hurt. Practice range would never hurt in general. So, let's just get a practice range going on over there. So, this guy does not actually have anything in the way of archers right now. So, the archers from the city can now, having done their job defending the city, can now join up with Cassandros, who probably needs slightly more in the way of... Actually, How much he's got? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 phalanxes. I might, just because they've already got elephants and Greek cavalry, I might leave the camels back here and bring up... I might bring up you, and actually there isn't really much else. There isn't much else you can do. Yeah, there's 1 extra phalanx there, and I might bring up 1 extra. Yeah, the Arab cavalry, because the Arab cavalry is super fast. So that's fine for that. So Agent Farm Slayers here from Parthia. We can't quite get to this guy anyway, but Hatra also needs to have its tax rate lowered. People should be happy to pay their taxes right now, alright? We've really proved that paying your taxes to pay for the army pays off, alright? Because that was about to go wrong if it hadn't been for the flippin' army. Speaking of which, just boost the... Actually, we don't need that. We could probably do with... Actually, market's not that useful here. Yeah, screw it. Just take the farming income. That's probably for the best. This guy just keeps moving up over here. My spies have a 75% engagement chance. I managed to get inside. So their chap is Ardumanish the Cunning. Spy Master, Faction Leader, Great Architect, Expert Cavalry Commander. Nothing that gives him benefits to morale, though. Basically, he's got no archers and no horse archers, which is a really interesting thing for Parthia. All I've got to do is take him out and his bodyguards, and also find a way to just crack those cataphracts. If I can just do that, and I've got plenty enough archers, I think. So I think we should be able to do it, especially with the phalanxes. Yeah, actually, I think we can actually kick him out pretty easily. Then we just try and maintain peace with the Scythians, while another army, this army, starts barreling northwards and knocks the Armenians out. We also need to start thinking about the Greeks here, which is apparently the Greeks think that, like, we've got the advantage. So, okay, city expands. Task grew. That's nice. We'll grow that next turn. That's spent a lot of money, mind. End of turn report. Don't worry about that. And the earthquake we've already taken care of. Okay. Claire's clapping like she wants to say something.
Before we do that, can we take a tiny little break?
Can we take a small break? We've only got like half an hour to go.
Alright then, can I get up and go get the Jaffa cakes from the kitchen?
Yes, that's acceptable. Can I have some more water while you're doing it?
Yes.
Excellent. Claire's going to go get the Jaffa cakes.
Very important.
Very important indeed. Okay, Claire's gone. We can have another one of our little chats now. We can have one of our very important little Claire's not here chats. What can I even say? Claire, what is even the point? Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, Tabby seems to like her. I don't know why. Claire can apparently hear me. Claire's, maybe she has one quality, which is apparently quite good hearing. Just quite good hearing. Okay, so what we probably need to do is, I'm worried about this boat here. Because if this boat here makes it to here, and this army gets on said boat, then this army comes down to Halikarnassus. Halikarnassus could be slightly on the boned side. So what I'm thinking is, potentially, we kind of need this guy to pretty much exclusively take out this guy, so that I can knock out Pergamum, and then this army can also potentially, well, I think we might need to train a navy. Like, if we could have a navy, we could basically stop, well, unless they just trained a boat at Rhodes. They could just train a boat at Rhodes, then I'd have no way of getting to that boat. Then that would be tricky to do. But I think I need to basically clear out this guy, because otherwise he's just going to, he's just bought mercenaries. Oh, what a bastard. He's just bought the Cretans. That's going to be a problem. Claire's got the Jaffa cakes. Oh, do we ever want, like, one Jaffa cake each?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you've only brought one of the packets.
Well, because we're going to have dinner after.
That is true. Still want some Jaffa cakes.
I know you do. I'm going to give you some Jaffa cakes. I'm not a monster, alright?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jaffa cakes. Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, that's your ass.
Jaffa cake.
Shall I shout out some people while you're eating?
Yes.
Shout out to Johnny, who gave us $8.71 and said, just want to say hello to you guys. Here's some spare change from my lunch money. Thank you very, very much indeed. And a shout out to Palwador, who gave us 100 Norwegian kroner and said, thank you for giving us excellent content. Shout out to Peter, who said, who gave us £2 and said, Claret's pronounced sauna. I've already given my explanation about that. I will pronounce it the way that I like. Right? Shout out to Yannick, who gave us $2 and said, cheers from Iceland. Hello, Iceland.
Hello, Iceland.
Iceland's really cool. I went to Iceland one time. It was really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, shout out to John, who gave us
Woo,
£5.
John! Woo.
Yeah. Who gave us £5 and said, hi, I just wanted to say if someone has real Christmas trees, you should put flat lemonade in the water. It gives it the missing sugars and it helps keep it alive.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That seems like it makes sense.
Yeah. Right. I'm done with my Jaffa cakes. I think it's time to go and attack this guy. Now, I think he's actually just irritatingly gone and bought a bunch of mercenaries. Yeah, he has. Luckily, he's got Cretan archers now. It's kind of annoying. But he's got one flipping militia cavalry wasting space in his army. So, hopefully we can still handle this. Let's see what his deal is. His deal is traits none. Oh, I'm sorry, Alypius. You have literally no traits. The only management skill you possess is when your tutor does your homework for you. That's very, very sad indeed. Right. Let's see what we can do here. It's going to partly depend on the terrain. I've got the indirect fire. He's definitely got the infantry advantage. So what do we got? Looks pretty flat to me. So... In fact, if anything, he's got the high ground. I think I might need to just draw up on this side. And let's just dropping everything. I need to draw up on this side and try and get at least a modest high ground advantage over here. So, right, let's draw up all of the phalanxes together over here. I like grouping things together. I also like the fact that in future Total War games, like, things were automatically grouped, like, in sensible little combinations. That was good. So the... Hang on, where are the mercenary ones? I want my mercenary one in the middle. Perfect world. Yeah, there we are. You can see it more clearly from the front. I want these guys to be more kind of in the middle there. I think that's the better if I've got the stronger guys at the front. And then what I want is... I wanted to have these a little bit more. Now, if I'm going to be around this side, there's probably an excellent chance that... Yeah, I'll do the same formation as last time, actually. That I think that I was onto a decent plan with that. So I'm going to do that again, and once again I'm going to use the Thracians as a kind of a fake cavalry force, as I'm kind of lacking in the cavalry myself. I use the mercenaries that are shorter range to basically try and lure people into the good quality front lines, though I need these guys drawn up a bit deeper, and they're apparently good at hiding. And the Rhodian slingers up front there, and more Rhodian slingers. You're not... Hang on, those are mercenary pelters. Sorry, I thought those looked a bit odd. And now apparently it needs to be way more over in this direction in order to actually fit into the line, so that's absolutely fine. More mercenary peltas and more slingers of roads there, and these guys just decide to draw people forwards if they can. All of them remain on skirmish mode. The Cretans go off skirmish mode and draw up in the rear, because they are important, but don't have them too close, otherwise they will shoot those guys in the back. And then, of course, general at the rear. It's a compact force. It's going to have to do. Start the battle. Okay, now, try and move up here. They're going to try and turn over in this direction. So what I need to do is get over onto this side. And, oh no, they seem to be pushing forward a bit here. Okay. Let's just see which direction we're sort of going in. Ooh. That's a slightly aggressive move from them. What's the line they're trying to draw here? Because that's a really aggressive position for their general, in fact. Okay. This is of interest. Right, everyone run, everyone run, everyone run. Because they're in a really aggressive position right now. But I might be able to force them to turn. And I need to know where the Cretans are. Those at the side, those are the Thracians they've hired. The mercenaries, there's the Cretans. Okay, we've got eyes on the Cretans right now. We've got the high ground just, and our lads, the first of our Cretans, has started to have a shot at something. But it's more important we have the shot at their Cretans, and I think they're planning to run forward. So if all of my Cretans do have a shot, and I suspect they do, at their Cretans, yes, some of them do anyway, Their Cretans are not currently attacking. The problem is it's going to be very hard for me to flank because there's too much. It's just too wide. They've got a single massive wide line. So the best thing I can do is basically try and turn them. That's kind of my plan. I'm going to try and turn them by going into this position over here. I'm going to run because then my archers will get into position faster. Because if I just basically shuffle sideways, they want to try and match my position as best they can. They want the front of their battle line to be lined up with the front of my battle line. And as a result, we should hopefully be able to get a couple of shots in pretty quickly here while they're struggling to draw up and while they haven't... Actually, they've done pretty well there. They've done pretty well catching us up there. We might be able to get... There we go. Here we flipping go. Now they're running along here, but my Cretans are already in position. So now I'm able to actually get arrows onto their undefended flanks. And they're starting to move forward, or rather they're sending something forward. They're sending forward a small number of units. Okay, if they want to move forward piece by piece, that's fine. Now, what about the Cretans? They're reforming, not currently shooting. No one's currently under attack. Okay. This works for me, though actually I might want to move a couple of my Thracian, my kind of fake flanking force. I might want to move one of them to join the mercenary barbarians over here. So get those guys running in that direction. The Rhodian slingers are trying to move forward as well. They want to move into range. Okay. That's fine. These guys are going to take damage pretty quickly. My Cretans still have quite a bit of strength. At this point, those guys are now... They're now backing down. And you, my mercenary Peltas, are about to wake up and immediately knacker these guys. These are hoplites, which is good. This is like some of the best stuff they've got on the field. So if we can basically annihilate these guys right now, that works for me. So just basically get those guys down. And Cretans... hit these hoplites in the back. Because, yeah, these... Oh, look at that. They just went from 140 to 98 in a single volley because they're being shot in the back. And this is the best they've got. After this has gone down to 80, 70, 76. In comes another volley. 71, 70. Nice. 65. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, that's a good little move there. See, the thing is, right now we're not facing each other. The lines don't actually match up. So what I probably want to do at this point is I'm now going to just ever so slightly, once again, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to shuffle to the right. Except this time I'm going to try and match their line a bit more closely. And I'm going to run. Now someone is shooting at us. It's probably the Rhodian slingers. They're now backing off. Everyone runs forward into a better position. Those guys are now fleeing. Over at the side, we've got Thracian mercenaries who are totally up for it. No, they're backing off. Okay, this is interesting. Might be able to get a bit of a Rhodian sling into their rear, but oh, look at that. This is a lot of dead Greeks on the field already. This is working for me. So now we've got a slight high ground advantage, but... Cretan archers down to 131, but their Cretans have barely done anything so far. I need to be careful. I'm running out of ammunition. And what I've killed so far is a fifth of their army. They've still got way more flipping than me in terms of just infantry. So I need to be careful here. And right now they're not moving. Actually, some of them are moving. Those guys are moving because they're dying. That's different. I just need to basically shuffle up a little bit and just keep moving up and forward. Up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. Because I'm hoping momentarily they'll all decide they want to move. I mean, as soon as this force dies, if I can just wipe out this last 8 militia hoplites, these guys will basically try and close up the gap. They'll have no choice but to. Now, at this point, they're now moving. And while they're moving, my Rhodians are going to have... Yeah, start firing, start firing. Seriously, Rhodians, this is your opportunity. Start going for anything you got a shot at here. And... yeah, that's nice. That's going to be hitting more hoplites right in the flank there. There's now actually a big hole opening up in their lines from units that are damaged. They don't really know how to close up. So now all these guys are moving over here and... oh, yeah, there we go. The Cretans get a nice shot right to the side of them. These guys just keep being hit. I'm going to run out of ammo momentarily. As soon as we run out of ammo, we can't really repeat this trick again, which is not so great. In comes all of the arrows in the world, and finally those guys start looking pretty flimsy. Right. Probably, at this point, the best thing I can do would be deploy a small side force to start distracting them. So I'm going to send my barbarian mercenaries for exactly that purpose. So my barbarian mercenaries are basically going to start moving in this direction. The rest of the line can stay still. My barbarian mercenaries are going to basically make my line look wider. And that's going to hopefully pull these guys out of position. I'm also going to move my Rhodian slingers just a tiny bit further forward. And as I was hoping for, it looks to me like they are now thinking they want to move forward. Yeah, we're now seeing a move. In fact, actually, we're seeing a big move. We're seeing a big move from them at this point. Right, bring the barbarian mercenaries back. You guys, shoot these mercenaries in the side. The general is exposing himself. Right, you guys, pull back, pull back, pull back. Time to get involved here. In fact, you guys can actually hold your position. And you hold your position. I'm willing for the mercenary peltas to sacrifice themselves in order to hit their general in the side. And he's now straight into... Oh, their general breaks immediately. Breaks a flipping immediately. Nice. If we're lucky, we might even be able to... No. Sadly, the barbarian mercenaries couldn't quite get on top of him there. But it'll do. It'll flipping do. Their line is starting to fall apart. I need my Thracians to be in a good position over here. They're going to fall back over to here because they'll be able to just flank and surround those guys. At this point, these guys looking really exposed. Mercenary peltas have very limited ammunition left, but what is still there is fine. I'm going to send these guys over here to see if we can turn these guys away. Do any Cretans have... The Cretans are out of arrows. Okay, we are officially now out of ammunition. Pull these guys back. You just start sending some Thracians forward. It looks to me like this is starting to go wrong. That unit's breaking apart. May as well just run some of them down if you can. My Thracians need to get around here. This forces... You need to be not engaging. Excuse me. You guys need to be not engaging right now. You get in the flank. And you, momentarily... And they've broken. That's militia hoplites. They do not like being hit in the flank. So that's another unit that's basically gone. And Thracians are fast. They'll be able to run those guys down. You guys, pull back into a better position. We don't need both of you pursuing, however. You guys are just seeing off these lads. And you should probably pull back at this point. This is going well so far. This has been kind of just gently and carefully tearing them apart. And at this point, their numerical advantage is really slimming down. The Rhodian slingers are marching. The Cretan archers are marching. We've not seen a thing from them. Their leader is not dead yet. There he is at the front. And I think their Cretans are moving up because they now know I'm out of ammunition. So they basically have no reason not to start moving up. But that's all fine. At this point, I probably want to actually move forward. I'm not quite in a position yet to go for the big flank finish. I could possibly start rolling them up with Thracians, but it would be dangerous. The thing is, I've got nothing else I can do. I may as well... Okay, I'm going to start fronting up to them, because there's not much else we can do at this point. We need to just basically close the gap. And hopefully this is not where it all falls apart, because never count yourself done until, well, the enemy still has a single phalanx left on the field. Their Thracians are on that flank. I'm going to keep my Thracians away from them. If need be, I'm just going to keep their Thracians busy with barbarian mercenaries. That'll be absolutely fine. Now, are they going to try and close the gap with us? Doesn't look like it. They are interested in... Possibly their Cretans might be interested in firing. Yeah, they're interested in sending forward. I might be able to bait forward just one or two more yet. Just by exposing these guys, even though they're out of ammunition, they might be willing to send forward something. And I'd rather they walked at me than I walked at them. And here we go. Rhodian slingers don't have a shot. Cretan archers probably do have a shot. For the moment at least. You guys are... Hang on, you guys are apparently 3 units rather than 2. Right, guys, start spreading out. Get ready for the encircle, please. Get ready for the encircle. And sadly, I've got nothing. Sadly, I've got nothing I can throw at those guys to keep them busy at all. Okay, I'd send the Thracians after them, but that's dangerous. Instead, I'd rather just have these guys. I should probably actually draw up a new line with a wider... Because they're drawn up way wider than me right now. Right, let's just see what they've got planned. Are they planning to send the Cretans forward? They still do not have a shot at us. No, they're just willing to keep falling back. I don't know what they want at this point. I don't really know what their game plan is. I'm gonna move right up to them. Really aggressively. I'm gonna move right up to them to see if I can just pull them forward into an engagement. Because at this point, I'm pretty happy with that. Their Rhodian slingers are firing missiles. They want to go. Everyone who can, run. If I can just actually get their leader down. Assassinating their leader might not be the worst thing in the world. So those guys are now going up to here. We're taking some light taps. I want my Thracians to start spreading out, because they might be able to get the flank in. You can chase off the Rhodians for the time being at least. Just look how fast those guys are. Do not take the bait though. Don't actually charge into the enemy line. And now just start working around the outside here. Start working around the outside. What's going on that side, by the way? They just keep falling further and further back, which is very frustrating, because it's kind of hard to crack phalanxes that refuse to engage. Not without sending my own phalanxes at them anyway. I just need to basically use my Thracians as well as I can to just start working around the outside. You, spread yourselves out. You, join the flanking force. It's time to basically start working around them. This will start freaking them out a bit. They're not going to like this one little bit, having the Thracians running around them. No, 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 no. You think you can get away? No, I don't think so. I think Thracians are much faster than you. Right, keep these guys running in this direction. Faster. You too. Lovely. Right, I think we've got the Thracians on the Rhodian slingers at this point. They're now running forward. No, no, back away, back away, back away. Do not get involved in that directly. I want you to go and help out over here. You might lose a bit of strength, but I want you to go and help out on this fight. Right. Now they don't know what they really want to do anymore. They vaguely were thinking about pushing forwards, but now I'm going to basically whack out their Rhodian slingers. They're shaken. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't let the phalanxes get back on top of them. They should be absolutely torn to shreds. Rhodian slingers down to... Yep, they're broken. Right. So at this point, I've now got 3 units of Thracians behind their line. If they try and push forwards, I can take care of that. I want you to pull back, though. Thracians are sometimes a little bit dodgy on obeying orders, mind you. So, there you go. That's more like it. So, at this point, now I just basically want you to get a little bit closer to these guys. And now I just need to basically pin this frontier over here with some phalanxes, and then we'll be in a good position. The Cretan archers seem to have exposed themselves willingly. That's nice. I guess I'll go and murder them. Excellent. So we'll just go and take all of them out. Because they can be chopped down in... Oh dear, just look at them go. Oh, Thracians. Chop down these bastards. And actually, you can go and assassinate the flipping leader. Now that you're behind their line and they don't seem to actually give a damn about it, you can actually go and assassinate their general. I bet you've got enough strength for that. So the Cretan archers are wavering. In comes the general with a charge. I don't think he's got enough momentum behind him at this point to actually win that one. I'm going to transfer one of you to focus primarily on their general. He's shaken. 12. These guys are... They're okay. The enemy general is fleeing. Again, he's fled before, but now they're getting really close up to us, but not quite close enough. Now they don't know what they want to do. Now they're backing off again. Okay, the Thracians are just messing with them at this point. The Thracians have just got behind them and now they're messing with them and it's beautiful. Right, okay. Time to start wrapping this up. At this point, we should be... You guys keep your distance, by the way. Do keep your distance. Time to basically lay out a new line. You guys, get back. You guys, get back. I think at this point, it's okay for us to pretty much engage head on. There's still technically mercenary peltasts over there, but I think we are okay to take this line and spread it really thin. Let's start matching their line here and see what you're doing. You are vaguely over here. You guys, let's just take out these mercenary peltasts as well. I don't like the fact these mercenary peltasts are involved. And in fact, actually, I don't like these guys over here either. You guys get over here and then hit these guys. Thracians need to get back in the fight. They're a bit too far back at the minute for the final push. So you guys just get over here. We'll hit the war cry. We'll surround these guys. They'll give up. Oh, these guys are actually flipping hoplites. They're actually proper stuff. Good. That means there's a big hole in their line that shouldn't be there. So that works for me. Now, the Thracians are ready to actually commit. And the surround is fine. This is obviously much easier if you have cavalry, which I don't on this occasion. So let's just actually get you around here and get you in here. And it's time to basically take out those hoplites. If those guys are actually wanting to engage, are you wanting to engage? I'm just pulling these guys up in case you guys actually want to engage here. You guys, prepare, and prepare to hit these guys. They're broken immediately. Good. Right, we've got stuff breaking all over the shop here. And all over there as well. Good. Thracians, keep going forwards. Have we actually got a fight there? We've got a fight in our hands. Thracians, hit them in the back. If they're stupid enough to engage, whack them, and they'll break immediately. Done. Next set. Just keep moving up, move up, move up, and it's falling apart. That's the stuff right there. These guys are already shaken. You guys are now safe to actually running. I was about to say, you guys are now safe to charge straight at. No, you're not. That's actually a phalanx that hasn't broken yet. Now it's broken. Now you're safe to charge him. And now the general is now safe to go and get 10 bajillion kills. Oh. Right. Now, it was a bit of a kind of a procedural battle, if you like, where we had to very carefully do it all bit by bit. But it's been neat and it's been tidy. And we haven't even taken that many hits from it all. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So, while we just write things down, Claire, over to you.
Oh, sorry, me and the chat have just been talking about, like, weird food. Well, mostly Jaffa cakes and then weird food combinations.
Jaffa cake's not a weird food.
No. We started with Jaffa cakes. Then we had the whole argument about cake or biscuit. Then we moved on to weird foods.
Okay.
Anyway, but other people... other donations that aren't about weird food, although we have a donation from Thomas Richter who gave us 3.87 Brazilian reals and said here's money for another pack of Jaffa cakes.
Excellent.
Because he checked with me how much was a pack of Jaffa cakes.
And translated it into Brazilian real. Marvellous.
That was very, very much appreciated. Thank you. Shout out to Blackleaf who sent us £5. Who sent us $5, sorry, and said oh yeah, which is like a French, like, calling people to hear you speak thing. That is very fancy.
Okay.
And said
it doesn't sound that fancy, to be honest.
It's more like kind of like the royal crier, kind of, you know.
Ah.
Oh yeah, like that. You are admonished to draw near and give your attention, for the stream is now ongoing. God save John and this honourable stream.
That seems good to me. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I figured you might. Shout out to Spartan E, who gave us £2 and said, "Hi, MATN. I'm doing my Patreon here due to the change."
That's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. And also a shout out to Hansan, who gave us 33 Swedish krona. And there wasn't a message, but if you want to leave a message as ever, you can reply me in the chat. And also shout out to Herr Hornplayer, who gave us $5 and said, "Here's another sandwich. I haven't been able to catch a live stream in a while, but yesterday was my last final, so this is how I treat myself."
Oh, that's nice.
Shout out to Jules, who gave us $10 and said, "Normally people want you to read these on air. I'd prefer if you read this on fire." Good luck. Not setting myself on fire, alright? I don't know what John told you when I went to the kitchen to get Jaffa cakes, but I'm not setting myself on fire for the stream.
Oh, just look at those numbers, though. Look at those flipping numbers. 3,000 men deployed, 2,800 remain. That's nice use of Thracians right there. I'm really happy with how that went. Oh, marvellous. Right, sorry, Claire, back over to you.
Shout out to Coolman Fight, who gave us 50 Danish kroner and said, "Here's some Danish kroner. I love your medieval 2 Total War runners, Denmark."
It's a good run. It's a darn good run.
And he also gave us another 50 Danish kroner and said, "I love your voice and I love every video that you upload."
Oh, that's nice.
That's very nice. And finally, we've got a message from Own M. Cole, who gave us £2 and said, "Buy some Twixes and try some Twix Toasties."
I'm not the biggest fan of Twixers, I'll admit. I'm more for twirls. I like twirls. Twirls are great. It's all about the twirl.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about like somewhat weird food combinations, and it said just take a piece of toast and butter it and put some Twixes in between, like 2 pieces of buttered toast.
I'm not convinced.
Buttered bread.
I'm not immediately convinced by that as an idea.
Yes, because you didn't let me finish, as usual. You put some Twixes in between 2 pieces of buttered bread, and then you put it in a toaster. Like in a toast maker, you know?
Yeah, toasty thing, sure.
Yeah, but then it melts. And that what makes it nice.
Okay. I see the what's going on there at least, sure.
We've got a controversial message.
Controversial message.
Who gave us £5, thank you very much. And says Sainsbury's Jaffa cakes are better than the real thing.
Ooh.
They don't use palm oil and only cost 50p. Have 4 packs.
Yeah, interesting.
So thank you very much for that. We very much appreciate having extra packs.
We'll have to go down. We'll have to go down to the Sainsbury's. We don't normally go there, but there is one. We'll have to go out of our way to go down to the Sainsbury's and pick up some Sainsbury's own brand.
I using palm oil, but I'm also very loyal.
What's bad about palm oil? Is that a health thing or an environmental thing or a people or native people die thing?
Well, I assumed that it was like more of an environmental thing, but
I'm just going to see if I can just actually auto-resolve the situation here, hopefully without too much losses.
I mean, I don't know, the thing
Flipping whatever, I'll take it.
If we're not having palm oil in Sainsbury's Jaffa Cakes because it's bad for us, but we're still having 4 packs of Sainsbury's Jaffa Cakes, Anyway, Anna gave us $5 and says, my local supermarket's British food section has Jaffa Cakes. Would you recommend? Yes, no. John.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
We would definitely recommend. Ooh. Shout out to Coolman Fight, who gave us another 50 Danish krona and said, garlic bread or normal bread? I'm a garlic bread dude. And do you have a beard?
No. I did very briefly grow a combination of moustache and beard.
Oh my god, I just remembered the moustache.
You just remembered the moustache I grew. It was purely for Movember. It was purely for Movember. Look, once I trimmed it a bit, it actually looked alright. Claire doesn't remember it looking alright.
I mean, I just think you're so beautiful without a beard.
Good save. Good save. Good save for the guy who pays your salary.
Well, see, it would be completely inappropriate for me to comment on your appearance or that of your magnificent moustache.
That doesn't exist.
Oh, palm oil causes cancer, people are saying.
That feels quite bad.
Yeah, but then again, like, is it a real thing or is it a, like, Daily Mail headline of, like, insert random thing here causes cancer?
Good question. That's a good follow-up we need to know. I think that's all we can do this turn. Yes?
So someone says it's harvested by leveling parts of rainforests, so, you know, nah.
So it levels rainforest and causes cancer.
Yeah, so that's probably on the whole not good.
Like, on both sides of the equation, that's not great. That's not perfect, no. Right, I think that's all we can do this turn. Let's see what happens between the turns here. And it looks like, okay, Macedonia is still holding on for the time being, but only because it would appear the Greeks haven't attempted to assault the place yet, but they are showing up with armoured hoplites, which are seriously tanky, and the Thracians are just preparing more and more for that. They can only hold out a few more turns. I suspect the Macedonians might be about to be wiped out, just after we made friends with them. Also, this guy doesn't... Wait, that's a different guy. What are you doing here? Get back in Pergamum! Get back in there, you stupid bastards. I think that's a family member. I thought that said faction lead there for a second, but no, not quite. Right, so, Pergamum, the road to Pergamum is now wide open, so we can help ourselves to kind of Neo-Troy, and also wipe out, like, 2 family members while we're doing it, which is good, and this force barely took any knocks during the last battle, which is great. The problem we do have is, actually, that Greek boat seems to have naffed off. Possibly these rebel pirates have sort of saved us by wiping out the Greek navy, so as a result they can't get troops from Rhodes to Halicarnassus, which really works for me. I might just slap down some extra walls in Halicarnassus just to give us a bit more time to hold out in case it runs into trouble. What else do we have here? We've got Massacre. Literally nothing I can do in Massacre. for the time being. Tarsus is looking under control and is just growing as fast as... Tarsus used to be the really small one. Now it's 12,000 people and guarded by just 2 hoplites, which is pretty cool. And now, basically, we are just barreling our forces north as quickly as we flipping can. We've got ourselves... Yep, this force can actually put Arsacia. Is Arsacia... Yep, they haven't managed to train anything new. So, we've got Pergamum under siege. We got Arsacia under siege. And we've got a great big Doom army just marching north to go and deal with the Armenians, who appear to be rapidly running away because they know this has gone badly. And Armenia and Parthia have signed an alliance, which I'm going to name the Alliance of the Total Losers, because they are now sucking horribly. So that's just flipping magnificent. And also, everyone apparently needs, like, you know, stuff. Everyone wants more free stuff. Well, go on then. You can have yourself some lovely free stuff, be it markets or ports. So actually, you know what? You're unhappy. You can have a flipping temple instead. And in fact, actually, you're going to be significantly out of the way. I'm actually going to forget Asclepius for you. I'm just going to give you Dionysus instead. Dionysus will be better for keeping you as happy as possible. And Siwa as well can just have... Actually, what's Siwa's growth rate? Siwa's growth rate's pretty bloody high, actually. That's probably going to be a long... Actually, it's, in terms of southernness, it probably won't be that bad. I'll give them Asclepius as well. Asclepius will be fine for you. But I think we're actually in a pretty good position, all things considered. Pontus has been destroyed. We have repelled the Armenians from Hatra. And now we need to go and get ourselves some revenge. We've got some big fights up in Arsacia and Armenia to actually get said revenge. But once that's done, I'd say the Middle East should be broadly secured. So, next time, as we actually take the first city off the Greeks in the form of Pergamum, it will be time to basically begin the invasion of Greece proper. We just kind of, you know, we dipped our toe into Europe. We went over to Byzantium, put it under siege, and then immediately abandoned that siege so we could actually go and do something else instead. But next time, well, I think we're actually ready to do it properly. And actually, don't forget, Crete can also fall to us almost immediately as well, because we've got this guy who can just walk into Kydonia. In fact, actually, I think that pulls in a rebel army. Yeah, that pulls in the rebel army from the hills, because there's a rebel army nearby. You can actually pull into Kydonia. I think Demetrius the Conqueror should be able to handle that, however. I think that will be absolutely fine. And this ship, in fact, could be very, very useful for just scouting out what's going on elsewhere, because this is actually a pretty good bunch of ships. It's 3 biremes, but yeah, with experience, upgraded weapons, and armour. So, pretty happy with that, all things considered. And as it is indeed 8 o'clock, how about we call it there for the evening? I think we've had some really fun fights there. Like, that defense against Armenia was great. That was a great battle. That was nerve-wracking. And I don't know, maybe people will feel that that's the second battle against, the big battle against the Greeks wasn't the most exciting thing in the world. But I think it was regardless, like, it was a good demonstration of how you can use fast-moving light infantry to just outmaneuver, confuse, and annihilate a much bigger, tougher army of phalanxes, which are normally really difficult to take care of, even on the highest difficulties in Rome Total War. So hopefully people found that interesting, and the Armenia fight was a brilliant fight. That was great fun. Petra needs... Hang on, I'm going to give Petra... Petra's got really... Actually, no, Petra's got food imports. Petra's fine. They can just have... they can just have Dionysus just to keep them happy, because they're going to be right in the corner of the Empire. Same as Thebes. I think that's okay. Claire, any final words you've got to share with us?
Yes, absolutely. We've got a couple of messages from Cool Man Fight, who gave us 50 Danish krona and said, "I love your friend's voice too. Sounds cute and sweet." Well, thank you very much, and welcome to the Cult of Claire.
There's no such thing as the Cult of Claire. We have disproved it with science.
There is such a thing as the Cult of Claire.
There is no Cult of Claire.
Anyway, shout out again to Coleman Fight, who gave us another 20 Danish krona and said, would you do a Let's Play for Total War Shogun 2?
I am considering what the next one's going to be, because we're going to wrap up, once we've wrapped up Medieval 2 and Warhammer 2, obviously we'll go to just one Total War series. So I am considering what said series should be. There are a few options in mind. Obviously Rome 2 just gained an update. Shogun 2 is widely regarded by many people as one of, if not the best. I think Empire is quite frankly underrated. Napoleon, definitely not. I'm personally not a huge fan of Napoleon. I don't think Napoleon Total War is that great. So, like, you know, there's a lot of things that are floating around as options. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's not impossible. Let's just say that for now.
And finally, a shout out to Delacles, who's a regular viewer and apparently converted the person that they are babysitting. I mean, they said babysitting, but it sounds, anyway, it sounds like that's perhaps not the proper term. But anyway, they converted the person they're sitting in to watching your channel. And this person is Anna, and she's turning 18 tomorrow.
Excellent.
So there you go. Happy birthday, Anna.
Happy birthday. Is that the babysitter or the person they're babysitting?
That's why it's a bit weird to call it babysitting, because they're 18, but that's the person who's being babysat, I guess.
Excellent.
It's just a weird phrase.
Yeah, we need to know. Hello, Anna. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Yay, happy birthday.
Yes. Oh. And carry on as we just need to catch up to the end.
No, that was it.
That's your lot? Okay, in that case... Oh.
That was that, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to answer that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Don't worry about that one. Oh, blimey. Right, I think we will wrap things up there in that case. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. It's been a long week.
Yeah, I know, me too.
It's been a long flick. Well, you get a weekend now, you lazy bum.
Yeah, I get a weekend and also, like, you know, employment rights and
Yeah,
that.
she gets employment rights because she's an employee. I'm not. I don't get any employment
I have a
rights.
contract.
She does.
I
don't have that.
lawyer did and everything.
Yeah, I don't get any of that stuff. I'm just self-employed, so I just kind of keep going indefinitely. So, obviously, tonight, coming out momentarily, we will have Total War, Warhammer 2. Coming up later, we will have Skyrim. Is that right? It's Saturday tonight, right?
It's Saturday today,
It's Saturday tonight, yeah, that's right. And that, but 9 o'clock, I'm making a bit of a guest appearance on Mr. Nerd Cube's channel.
That is today, is it?
In a video that just might be about 8 hours long. He's announced this on Twitter, it's okay. He's announced this, so it's fine. Desert Bus is returning to Nerd Cubed in Desert Bus VR. So, yeah. There's going to be a Desert Bus VR video with me and Matt as passengers on Dan's Desert Bus. Let's just say there's an emergency ukulele involved. Claire had to go out and buy an emergency ukulele. I'm just going to leave that floating there. And if you want to know what the hell an emergency ukulele is and what could possibly be required for Claire to go out and buy an emergency ukulele, well... you might want to go check that out. If you're about to begin a long night shift, which you know some people do occasionally say in the super chats what they do, if you have like a super long night shift and you need the next 8 hours taken care of, well, check out NerdCube tonight at 9 p.m. I will definitely retweet it, so if you're following me on Twitter, you'll definitely not miss it. It goes some interesting places, as you would expect when you have to spend 8 hours wearing a VR helmet. It goes to some slightly odd places.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surreal experience to be like just hanging out in the house while you were recording that.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in the slightest. The first 4 hours just flew by though. The first 4 hours just...
Did they?
Seriously, I'm not actually being sarcastic, they did. Like, at the end of the first hours, it does not feel like we've been doing this 4 hours. It's just flown by. There's 4 hours of sitting in a bus. Blimey. Right, so, we will leave things off there to kind of reinforce the point. I'm gonna... Oh, no, I need to do the thing. There we go. To reinforce the point, I'm going to do that. But we will be back next... Okay, next week is a question mark. There's a very special one-off on Monday. I can't tell you what it is yet, but if you imagine one of my favourite games and a game that has been on this channel many, many, many times, and someone's just made like a slight remix of that that's really cocking good, the first time I'm allowed to show it to you is on Monday. You do not want to miss it, and depending on how well it goes down, I suspect we might be jumping straight into a live stream of it on Saturday. I'll keep an eye on that. If not, we might do a different one-off. I'm not sure. And Rome Total War will, of course, return in 2 weeks, where we will be invading Europe properly. Sorry, I know I kind of named this live stream The Invasion of Europe, and then we literally just went over, besieged one city and didn't even take it. I was thinking we were going to be able to get more done in terms of the invasion of Europe, but having to deal with the Armenians and then also coming back to actually deal with the Greeks was not part of the plan. I thought we could keep, maintain peace with Greeks and then actually engage in, declare war on the Greeks when we went to save the Macedonians. Macedonians, as it turned out, are pretty much screwed, so screw the Macedonians. We've still got the Carthaginians in the alliance of losers, so it's fine, even if the Macedonians might no longer be around for too much time whatsoever. So, we will be back, lots of fun stuff, as I'm sure you can tell, for the next week, and we will be back with a live stream in a week's time as well. Actually, is it Saturday next week or is it Sunday?
I think it's Saturday next week as well, right?
Should be.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you're the one with the calendar in front of you.
Well,
What have we got listed in the calendar? What day are you taking as the weekend day next weekend? Are we Saturday or Sunday?
Well, I don't have the calendar open in front of me. Why do you think I have the calendar open all the time?
I always have the calendar open. I enjoy looking at it. It's my favourite thing. I just enjoy looking at it.
I know you do.
And then
you enjoy changing it.
and then
too.
changing it so you have to create new thumbnails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saturday next week.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. He's opened it.
I've opened it for you. Yes.
No, I have it now. I looked it up.
Saturday next week. We're back Saturday next week. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been She's so long suffering. You'd think she was long suffering, but she's not. Wait, no. Obviously, jump that on now. Also, thank you, Nautilus, who's one of the new YouTube sponsors. She just spring things on me. In the
Yes, you sprung the calendar thing on me too.
I was trying to do the outro. I might get the outro done a third time. In the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been Benny and Trude. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us. And goodbye.
Goodbye.
He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her.